It was
Five.
25. So one I'm basically rolling grenades one after the other under this house. Mm.
Mm. At the half mile, I would wave Alar off because Alar has their plan to do.
Once I get close, I just I turn invisible. I'm gonna try and sneak by this thing. It is invisibility. Um, I can make myself invisible as with the invisibility, so it's kind of a spell like ability, but it works the same as the invisibility spell. Yeah.
You get a +10 to stealth, I believe. Or more. I could be wrong on that.
But I will say I don't make noise anyway because my armor's enchanted to not make noise when I move.
They're invisible and silent.
I have light armor. No, because I have light armor that I just summon that armor over it and I get the plate armor effect because it's not really real armor. Yep.
I'll look at the two and be like, well, we're gonna go up and see if we can if that dragon thing's gonna pick, if that giant bone thing is gonna pick a fight. Be ready?
I'll go ahead and nod, and I will apply my Diamond Skin Decanter to me. So I'm using 3 Droughts, which will give me damage reduction 4 Adamantine, which lasts for an hour. Let's do it then. Lead the way.
Pulling up slowly to what could be the death.
I'm trying to get that latch. Yeah.
I love the idea of Alar sneaking like that fucking gif.
Don't worry about it.
Is that how you sneak around?
I got a 21.
Ooh. I'll keep an eye on it as I'm approaching. If it shows no hostility, then I'll walk in. But if it starts showing hostility, then it's gonna stop. Then it's time to stop and look at it.
Does it seem like this thing's seen like battle? Like, does it have chips in its armor or anything?
And
Does it seem
it's no.
pristine? All right.
I
Mm.
would like to see if this thing seems to have been summoned or not. I'll take spellcraft.
14.
22 for my spellcraft. Thank you, Everett. My god. So much nicer to me than the Beyond.
Yeah.
Oh, it's natural. That's fucking terrible, but we get a sense of how strong it is with that.
Overwhelming. You're about to die. Immense? I don't remember. I think it might be overwhelming.
I'm that's on the detect magic. Faint, moderate, strong, overwhelming. All right. I'm moderate with magic. I'd probably put myself in the faint category because I'm only 3 levels cleric, which means so. I'm going to assume it's at least double me regularly with that whenever I'm doing it that way. Because moderate puts it between 4th and 6th for caster power. So I'm assuming it is around 6th level at minimum. All right.
You know what I just realized,
will.
guys?
What?
I didn't have my mic recording.
Oh.
So they didn't get the yeah, you know what? People who watch this can go watch last episode if they want to go get a full spiel on what happened beforehand. We're not. It's all right. Alar went into the house. That's all. I just realized that I just turned on my voice now. My bad. Oops. Oh well. Go ahead. Go ahead, James.
I'll look at the two, get into a formation. Melvin yard in the back. I guess I take mid, or I take front.
We walking on a fucking line?
Probably not smart, no.
Because I have to remind you, lightning bolt and all that fun stuff.
But I don't think bones can breathe fire. So spread out a little bit, but don't be in a direct line. But
is it blocking our path, or is it just?
It's just sitting in the house, yeah, on the house, basically, or in the house, kind of curled up around it, and seems to be kind of mostly just its head resting on the doorway, looking at you lot. You can you're about 100 feet from the door itself, and the door itself is closed, so you can't see inside the house right now, as you look over at it. But the creature is where roughly you saw, or James seemed to be pointing Alar to be going.
I mean, I guess we just get a bit closer and you start
All right.
making your case.
Keeping on our toes as we get closer.
Alright. As you move up, we'll come back to you in a moment. Alar, as you head underground, finding yourself in this dark tunnel, as you kind of open the latch, you kind of feel around for a moment, and as you kind of start to look about, you don't feel any sort of ladder, just a hole, and as you kind of push your hand down as far as you can, you don't feel ground.
Well, all or nothing.
Alright, give me a jump check. Let's see what you got.
Jump it down.
The Adventures of Alar.
It's
This
a
is
whole
how we
hell.
die. That's a nat 20.
Alright. As
Tumble check,
you
maybe?
go jumping all the way down, Alar, managing to land with a pretty comfortable like drop, and managing not to brace your knees before you hit the ground. As you come to a stomp down, looking about, you stand in what looks to be a wide open cave that seems to be almost completely pitch black. Do you have dark vision?
I do have dark vision.
Up to 60 feet or 30 feet?
It's 60. Also
As
60.
you look out, you can see what looks to be a bunch of tables and chairs kind of set out, fine dining cloth all atop of them with little what looks to be glassware, wine glasses, bottles that seem to be completely emptied. Everything looks to be very clean and ornate looking as you look about, counting almost 20 of these tables with equally as elaborate chairs stationed at them. Looking about, you see that the cave itself seems to carve into a secondary floor that has a slight balcony rail. It's only about 5 feet higher than what looks to be the ground you're currently standing on, about 30 feet in front of you. But as it kind of goes up a little bit, more tables seem to be set out, and a large, what looks to be basically an organ, a coppered piano or a tubed piano, seems to be set with what looks to be closed currently right now. Its chair kind of set aside. No one's sitting at it. As you look about 10 more feet behind that, you can see just barely the makings of what looks to be a hallway.
I guess the exploration starts. I'm here looking for my friend.
Alright. Give me a search check, assuming you're looking, because I assume you're just looking for this, for Long Tuscan here.
Yep. My weakness, searching. Actually spotting things. But if I roll decently, that's a 21.
Alright, 21. As you kind of look about, searching through the room, it doesn't take long to figure out that the room's not being used in quite a while. There seems to be dust clearly on all the tables, the chairs, the plates. They all seem to be quite ornate and worth something. It doesn't look like anybody's been here, though you do notice suddenly, just as easily, the bits of dust that seem to show clear footprints of two individuals, one much larger than the other, kind of heading further into the cave and towards that hallway as you kind of look about. As you continue assumedly following that, unless you're taking the plates and glasses.
Do any of them look like they're fancier than the others, or are they just like fancy glasses and general? I think
the plates themselves are what look to be made of some sort of blue, or white-like stone, but seem to have a gold inlay designs onto them, painted into them. The wine glasses seem to have gold rims and a bit of ornateness to their handles, with what looks to be different medals of statues of different world leaders. And the bottles of wine, the few that are unopened, seem to be, as you kind of look at them, I mean, looking at them immediately, they look to be, it's wine, without much, as an individual, I assume, doesn't drink, given the background, looking at this.
It would only be tribal drink. I wouldn't understand any like fancy wines and stuff. Like, it wouldn't make sense to me.
Then yeah, you'd recognize this as a wine. This is some sort of wine. This is alcohol.
As I walk, the fancy plates, the fancy glasses, the other wines, I'm just gonna toss them in the bag of holding as I walk.
All right. You can add
wine, please. Let's spell components.
You can add 25 golden plates, each worth a gold piece apiece. 27 wine glasses that are each worth 2 gold pieces apiece, as well. And then you said you're not going to take the wine?
I'm going to take the unopened wines.
You can add 4 bottles of wine, each equaled at 200 gold pieces of value.
Sick.
As you kind of start to do this, give me a move silently check to see how loud this is.
I'm just taking everything in these.
I imagine you, if you biff this, it's be like you knock everything fucking down. It makes.
No. I mean, it's not like that. It's more of like if it's like is Alar like doing this loudly? Is she just grabbing like a plate and a glass and letting them clink together? Is she shoving things in, or is she like going one at a time and being meticulous about this?
22.
As you go through, kind of seeing them, kind of grabbing as you can, as you look under the tables and everything. You don't seem to make much noise, as it seems to go unnoticed, at least for the moment. It takes you about a total of about 5 minutes or so as you begin to hear and feel the ground around you kind of moving and shifting. What sounds like the hefty like sounds of crumpling as bits of smoke and ash seems to kind of pile up from the hallway that you're kind of heading towards. As you look around, you almost can tell the sound seems to be coming from above as the creature above moves about. As it seems to almost rest and stop just as suddenly as it starts.
Alar just nods sagely. Nap time. I understand.
You're heading further in, I assume?
Yep, I'm following those footprints I saw.
Okay. Alright, we'll come back to you momentarily. James, Rolaman, and Melvin. As this large lizard, like a skeleton, kind of stands there, or kind of lays down, resting its head on top of the doorway. You get up to about 50 feet, and the creature has yet to actively move. Its gaze still almost completely what you feel is locked on you, though, again, no eyes seem to be in the skull. It kind of almost giving an unholy feeling to it as the creature stares at you.
Just keep approaching then. Melvin staying towards the back, okay. And none of us being in a straight line so that we don't end up blasted by magic as easily.
Okay, so Rollman, give me a profession mercenary check for me real quick.
Okay.
James says to walk carefully on our toes, and Melvin doesn't really understand what that means, so he is doing the weirdest walk you have ever seen.
Like trying to do the ballerina walk and keeps like falling back and like having to steady himself as he steps forward.
18.
18. You would know, Rollman, that most creature. I mean, if this is a dragon, as the skull kind of shows, or a draconic creature, if this creature has a breath weapon, most of them you've seen seem to use it like a cone, spreading out. Right now, in your situation, might be actually worse than hiding behind James's very thick armor.
Okay.
Who also has slight damage resistance, but you don't know that in character, but that's mechanically speaking.
Yeah. I don't know, James. If it's a dragon, they usually have like cones for breaths. So if we spread out, it's not going to do anything as opposed to sending a line.
I was more worried about it casting a spell at us, since it seems to be a higher powered caster than I am.
If you think it's a caster, it doesn't have a breath weapon that spreads.
If y'all want to hide behind me, that's fine, but I can only I only have a chance of blocking lightning bolt. Remember that.
I will hide behind James.
As you go, like, turn and kind of walk over behind him, Melvin's still off to the side, kind of walking awkwardly, trying to step on what he thinks are toes, I assume?
I mean, yeah, I've kind of heard the reference of toes before, so I imagine I'm trying to do the right thing.
Like, he's like really, like, basically really far forward on his feet, kind of slightly standing up.
Oh, but stop walking so stupid.
James said to stay on our toes.
That's a figurative speech.
It means be ready for anything.
Well, I mean, I'm always ready for anything.
That's good.
Then you're on your toes. Good job.
Speaking of, does it seem like it's threatening to us, or could we try to talk to it?
I don't think. Oh, go ahead, Roy. Sorry.
Yeah, as you look up at the creature, you do see a what looks to be a bird, like a dove, kind of swirling around its head. The creature has yet to even open its mouth or show any outright hostility to your understanding. You can give me either an appraise or sense motive check to see if you can tell anything about it.
Let's see which one of those is higher for me. Oh, they're basically the same. Okay. So sense motive. Right now you're back. A nice 9.
I rolled a 6 for praise.
Yeah, as the both of you kind of look at this creature and try to understand it, it's already you've not seen a creature similar enough that you recognize this could be. I mean, for all you know, James, this could be another drac with just some sort of weird mutation without having any wings. I mean, this is no dragon that you've seen before. You're quite unsure, and Melvin, as you kind of look at the creature, it's. I mean, you've never seen a creature of this magnitude before that was a skeleton. I mean, all that comes to mind is immediate flashbacks of the owlbear and what happened to Doots.
I mean, I appraise it because I can see through my dove.
Well, it's a good thing I fucked that owlbear up.
As you think this, the dove kind of comes. A dove kind of comes landing onto your head, James. As you feel it kind of tap onto your helmet, just kind of standing there. Sure, go ahead and give me a check.
I rolled a 14. I have a +2, so that's a 16.
The creature, from what you can tell, does not seem to be built with any sort of breath weapons or any sort of ability to outright attack. As you look at the creature, getting a full glimpse of it, there's no way this creature can do anything other than physical damage. Though, as you look at the very hefty claws on it and the bits of what are obviously little nicks that and cuts on it, this creature has probably seen a lot of battle, from what you can tell.
All right. Well, since I can't speak to the dove, we're gonna play charades with Rollerman.
How do you? Okay, please do elaborate on how you.
I do.
I'd like a roll attempt for this as well.
I'm on your head.
You can't see it.
On James's head or my
The
head?
dancing.
It's on James's head.
Yeah, the dancing dove. Yeah, go ahead and explain
No,
how you plan to do this.
It points a wing towards the head of the creature, opens
Okay.
its mouth, and then points at and then just shakes its head no after closing its mouth.
Oh, no breath weapon. Okay.
I mean, that's pretty simple to understand.
It's funny because I don't think Rollerman. No, he didn't. He never saw me. He doesn't know this is a Lars bird.
Nope.
He never.
No, I'm just looking at a red.
Random dove
No,
just landed on James's head
I mean-
and is like miming to you.
James will ask, is the dove black? Because that's the color of dove that Lars summoned.
In the distance, you hear a guard go, "That's racist."
If the dove is black, it's a Lars. So
Okay.
Yeah, black feathered dove.
I feel like it's speaking to me.
a Lars seems to have some. It treated like a wizard familiar.
What's that? Do I know what a wizard familiar is? Before I say what's that?
It's pretty common knowledge that wizards do, have familiars. Though
You
what
would also see a bat flap around my head when you asked.
I think Utham's is very famous. His wizard familiar, his fucking giant boar, his colossal boar that hangs out.
I'll accept what the dove has told me with this information.
as you
You
kind
don't
of
have to worry
look,
about a breath weapon.
as you mention this, the creature's the large bony head seems to breathe in or like suck a lot of air in as the mouth opens for a minute, and then dust just comes fuming out of its nose as it breathes out, and just continues to stay there.
Like dust from just existing, or like does dust seem like it came from it?
The dust seems to have come from its nostrils.
Well,
Does it
it's
look
not
like
a breath
dust?
weapon. I didn't lie.
Huh? What'd you say?
It doesn't seem to come out hard enough for us to fucking do anything, so we're
It's
fine.
breathing normally. It could probably do that harder.
Rolling and suddenly looking at the creature.
I'm gonna stay
I
behind you,
think
James.
everybody can breathe harder.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay behind you, James.
You know, I imagine Rollman kind of shrinks down a little bit more, kind of grabbing hold of the back of James's armor just to kind of really firm his shield here.
I stand behind Rolliman to use both of them as a shield.
That's fair. You have the least HP.
It's true.
You also have the lowest AC here. Yeah, you stay in the back there, little buddy.
That doesn't matter for her breath weapon.
As you three walk up, how close are you? I mean, James, are you just going until the creature does something?
I would
Until
tell us to
start-
stop outside its range of attack.
Yeah, I was gonna stop outside.
That
its
would have
range
ended
of
at
attack.
100 feet, so I'm gonna be
No.
honest with you, because
I'd like,
Yeah, then no.
I'd like the
Out of
dove to be
melee, how
completely
big is
Towards
this
the
thing?
door.
this creature is huge. Firstly, and secondly, I'm not talking about its melee range.
That's what I was talking about.
All right, you're gonna learn why that's a bad idea here in a minute.
I want the dove to hop up to its face.
Wait, you're gonna what?
The dove is going to go up to the thing's face. We're going to see what it does.
Okay. As the dove flies over, as the party begins to kind of continue their slow walk forward, dove kind of flies
Birds
around.
suicidal?
Creature doesn't seem to do anything. As dove goes inside one of the eye holes and comes out the other, and the creature doesn't
Whoa.
seem to be bothered in the slightest. It just continues to just have its head weight resting there. The dove eventually resting on what looks to be what was formerly a nostril hole of sorts that the creature the dove just kind of sits on and just kind of pecks at its wing while it looks at you lot.
Do you want to try talking to it, James?
I guess I'll try speaking Draconic, and I'll go, "Hello there."
Does your dove speak Draconic?
I'm talking to the bone dragon.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
I would say, for context, the dove, because I just hear through it, it can't speak, but
Okay.
it can't understand the large languages, just if that ever is a thing.
Oh, as you speak in Draconic, James, saying out loud, the creature seems to look at you, or seems to just continue resting there, not moving its head, no movement of any of the bones.
We're going in. Is that fine?
You see the dove kind of like turns its head to the side slightly, and then seems to nod.
Again,
The dove or
dragon.
the
Not
dove?
dove.
I know. The dragon does not seem to do anything.
Guys, I think my dove's been hijacked.
I guess we continue down into the where the door is that we need to go down.
Alright. As you walk up to the door of the house and kind of open it, James, you see the kind of collapsed building inside, the thick wood on the foundation. The very heavy claw marks where the creature's thick claws can clearly be seen kind of digging into the wood slightly. The creature does not move as you open the door underneath its right beneath its head.
I don't like this.
Didn't it crawl out like through a latch, or is that inside the house?
It's inside the house, as you can see the latch about 30 feet in front of you on the other side of this creature, where its ribcage starts to turn down and kind of angle to the other side of the house.
Okay. Step carefully. Don't know if the floor's safe. We walk. As I just lead the way through.
I was gonna say, you do have rib bones on either side of you as you're kind of walking through. Alright, as you continue walking over, kind of as you do it slowly, kind of taking every step, looking about, waiting to see if the creature reacts, kind of moving forward again,
I walk
looking
backwards.
up. Rollman
Using-
turning around, now putting his back to James, and now seeing Melvin kind of with his little bat floating around his head. Melvin, I assume, are you like stoic here? You fear etched on your face? What?
A little nervous.
Okay. As you see the bones above you.
Does this seem to be like it might be this creature's lair?
Give me a survival check. Or knowledge nature.
I'd
What
like
about
in on this.
I'll take engineering, sure.
Dungeoneering is what he said, not engine.
Dungeoneering, my apologies, yes, I'll take that.
I'll roll a survival check though, see, because this is a decent idea.
Nice. Let's see.
Everett seems to like me at least a little better. Or at least gives better random rolls.
Tell it don't.
There's something better as better random rolls. Use the superstition.
Oh no, Lord, don't do that.
While rolling a 1.
No, look what I did.
23.
Oh,
It's a 1.
23. As you kind of take a second looking at this, James, you're not familiar enough with dragon lairs to really to know, and this seems like a normal house at first to you. This doesn't seem to be anything that's being influenced or affected. Melvin, as you kind of take a second, something's off with this creature. It's definitely something catches your attention. This creature's not the lair. This creature's the guard dog to the lair.
So it's just protecting it.
Mm-hmm. With that, you'd also note most guard dogs, in air quotes, are usually considered or much weaker than what's within.
Just thought I'd let you guys know that that thing's probably the weakest of whatever's in here.
I figured this has something to do with a man named Jakix.
Have I met him? I don't.
Melvin, you know that name, yeah. You would remember that name from, he's the guy who killed 2 Illithid guards, trying to hunt down Pierre when you were dealing with the morph trolls and the spiders.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Which was, almost unheard of, because he didn't just kill 2 Illithids, but he killed 2 Illithids in front of Zebral's hive.
Which means Zebral has also now heard this.
As you say this...
Yes. Well, this has something to do with him, and either this creature's under contract with him or was summoned by him. Either way, he has someone that we need to get out of here, and then we ourselves are probably going to leave. As continuing over to the latch.
Yep. As you guys finally get to the latch, it creaks open as you kind of pull up, James. As you look down, you see nothing but darkness. No ladder, no lights, no nothing. Just a hole in the ground. The creature behind you, as you look back, does not seem to move or react. Though the dove has now sat themselves on the back of the skull and is just kind of watching you guys from the creature.
I give the dove a thumbs up, and I'm going to drop in.
Okay. Give me a jump check, and whoever's following James as you watch him fall like a missile because he is wearing heavy-ass armor, let me know.
Shout out to minus 8
checks.
some checks.
Yep.
I just bend my legs at the knee and slowly
this is
start
heavy armor.
floating
I
down.
have to double check that.
Wait, he just starts floating down?
Yeah, I was saying, yeah, Melvin
fuck?
just kind of slow. You see what looks to be, what you see, Roman, is as he kind of like flexes his legs for a moment, you watch as he steps forward and a weird like bluish light seems to kind of wrap around his legs as he slowly floats down.
Hold on. Melvin, can you support my weight too?
How much do you weigh?
He takes a second, starts counting on his fingers, give him a minute.
He has an 8.
I weigh 193 pounds.
Oh yeah, this is a -6 because it's full plate.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, this is a -4 because I have 2 strength.
Well, I can't promise anything, but I can do my best to.
15 still.
Alright, I'll hop on Melvin's back.
Alright, Melvin, give me a, we'll call this a strength check, Melvin, to see if you manage to hold him or if you start floating slower or faster.
I'm good at them.
I know, as the wizard? Oh, yeah.
I'm diving
I
in,
will
guys.
mention-
Hell divers.
Yeah, as James goes diving, like, falls in because of his heavy armor, because he's not jumping, he just kind of leans and goes down. Roman, you're grabbing onto what is the size of a football to float with. I want you to kind of keep that. Oh, no.
I want to know how well I land before I get crumpled under on top of.
Alright.
I rolled a 15
Roland's
here.
gonna be BRB. So as you 3 are falling, we're gonna come right back to you for a moment. We're gonna jump over to Alar.
Yeah, dog adventures.
Alar, as you continue to feel the ground above you kind of slightly shifting and moving, the sounds of dust and rubble kind of moving about, you kind of start heading down the back hallway. It's still pitch black. The caves are still rough walls, but it seems to be clean. Like the floor is smooth, like it's comfortable to walk on, which is unusual for the caves you've experienced. They're usually at least somewhat rough, unless there's been water coming through them. And this doesn't feel wet, and there's no condensation anywhere that you can tell, so something's very strange.
I would think the only equation of the smooth caves would probably be dragon caves.
Commonly.
Which, that's bad.
You kind of lean, like, try not lean up against the wall, but you also try not to stand in the center because you don't want to touch any traps, expecting. Give me a search check.
15. They're all just slowly getting worse.
As you kind of continue to head through, you find yourself about another 30 or so feet, Alar, as you come to the end of a tunnel, and the torch is seemingly starting to light up as they come towards you down the hallway, and lighting up a long, what looks to be almost 100-foot hallway towards a single, what looks to be almost a wood with bronze inlay door at the end.
Well, I'm invisible. I'm gonna continue my little tiptoeing journey.
Alright, as you do, the torches are right behind, kind of eventually catch up and start lighting, light next to you, and kind of go behind you back towards the room that you had just come from. As you kind of hear some loud thumps, some kerfuffles, and some screams of shock and awe as you kind of continue through. A few moments go by as you start to kind of pick up the pace a little bit, and as you get to the edge of the door, you see on the door seems to be a simple moose, basically a moose head with a ring in it and two massive antlers.
Is it locked?
As you go to kind of test it and kind of push on it, the door does crack open a little bit.
I'll take a peek inside first.
Give me a listen check first.
Listen, I got the same modifiers on all my other watching-based skills. I'm not built for these. That's a 17.
You hear the kind of quiet, like whispering, though you can't make out any sort of language or any sort of what the words are. You do hear two separate voices kind of going, and then almost as you're kind of leaning against the door and starting to listen, just as you start to catch, and then you hear in your head, "Alar, please, for the love of God, where are you?" As it just screams in your head suddenly.
Alar sneak is all that goes to the other side.
Alright, I can't keep this up. Where you hear a little bit what sounds like kind of someone trying not to vomit as they start to dry heave. You start to hear the same sound come from the room just at the same time as you kind of pull back a little bit. The connection seems to drop.
Yeah, I mean, I'll inch my way in if they seem distracted, and they seem to be talking, so this might be my best shot.
Alright, as you open the door, you see the individual known as Jukix just standing there, towering over in his kind of short bob cut red hair, his bright red eyes, his somewhat duller redder skin, his fangs almost clearly shown. His merchant attire looks to be completely gone, or kind of slightly shredded, to almost as if he grew and expanded out of it and then shrunk back down. As he also seems to now carry what you see is a staff with a single, what looks to be a pretty large skull that almost seems to be shrunk down and pulled to create the entirety of the wooden staff, with a single red gem at the center of it. The red gem, it doesn't look too familiar, but does seem to have a slight glow to it when you kind of notice it. The individual kind of looks over, and as you kind of see the other person kind of now sitting in the chair, the large Loxodon figure in their sorcerer's outfit. There seems to be nothing else in this little, this kind of about 30-foot wide cave opening.
Huh.
I will say at this point, all you've done is kind of open the door just enough to sneak your, like, put your head in to see what you can see.
Alarm! While having a decent modifier towards it, it's all because of magic items, so I imagine I'm not the best at actually knowing how to stealth. So I'm gonna keep slowly creaking the door open to get in.
Alright, we're gonna come back to you here in a moment. James, Melvin, and Wolleman real quick.
So what happened when we fell?
Yeah, so yeah, you fell. Don't worry, we went over to a large. You said you'd be right back. As you are falling, James, you rolled a 15. You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as you land, impacting the ground. Okay, managing though to hold your ground as you land. You feel most of the impact in your knees.
Try to mitigate some of the damage with a tumble.
Sure, I'll take a tumble check.
Tumbling.
This has the same modifier, by the way.
Go, James.
You also have to roll at least a 15.
Wait, well, negative. Oh, yeah, because of your armor. Yeah.
James, yeah, no, not at all. As you go landing onto the ground, kind of managing to catch yourself as you kind of like stomp your feet into the ground, feeling your legs kind of somewhat slam through the rock a little bit as it cracks underneath you. It hurts. A few moments later,
I need to work out more.
Give me a reflex save.
I can't actually do these well. Let's.
Turns out you're fat rolling like in Dark Souls. Heavy armor.
He's fat rolling.
Yep.
Yeah, roll.
Hey,
Fat roll!
As you hear these sudden shouts from above you, you kind of like roll, like toss yourself forward, trying to get out of the way. As you hear these shouts of incoming coming from above. Rolleman.
I have a gift for this.
I need you to give me a tumble check to see how much damage you're taking here.
Alright.
Melvin, you are fine as you won't hit the ground thanks to Rolleman's height. So, in a sense, Rolleman's gonna technically catch you without much force. So
he floats. He's a balloon.
yeah, in a sense, you're gonna stop his downward, but it's not gonna be nice. Rolleman, as you immediately realizing this is going to get you killed or kill James as you're coming in for a landing, you start cold, like a moment of almost full part wall break here. Looking at it, analyzing the situation, calculating where you need to jump. The math makes sense. The numbers go through your mind as you look at it, and as you time it perfectly, you manage to get your legs just onto, kind of splitting to the side and managing to kind of slow your momentum down just enough to allow Melvin's kind of dropping force to kind of catch you enough to not cause any damage as you come to a sliding stop. Dust from above kind of coming down.
That wasn't too bad.
I hurt.
I don't think I can hold your weight.
Not me either.
As James is laying on the ground in front of you, kind of like slightly face first in the stone. Yeah, picking himself. I imagine Roman's letting go of Melvin. He's in the float.
I landed all right, but then I had to roll out of the way because some guys decided to come down at once.
Well, see, it was weird because Melvin apparently can float. Do the thing again.
What thing?
Like, lift up your knees or whatever you did to start floating.
Oh, I just used feather fall.
Oh. You started floating out of nowhere. I thought it was like weird.
As James looks around the room with his dark vision.
Yeah, Roland, do you have dark vision?
I have low light vision.
Low light, so you can't see. Oh, actually, no. You can see, never mind, because the torches are lit up down the entirety of the cave thanks to Alar. So as all three of you kind of stand up, dusting yourselves off, getting yourselves reorganized, kind of looking about the room, it seems to open up about 5 feet in front of you into this massive, or this wide, what looks to be a dining hall. The multiple tables, all looking to be empty. A couple of wine bottles that seem to be kind of tipped over now and laid on their side. Some that look to have been kind of slightly poured out. But as you kind of look about, the tables and chairs look to still be sitting there with heavy dust, though clear sign of someone having come through here recently, as it looks like some of the dust has been kicked up, and the slight smell of it kind of catches your attention. On the second floor, or second upper floor, with the behind this railing, you see a few more tables similar to the ones below, missing what looks to be obvious due to the dust where dining materials were, such as plates and glasses. As you look over, you do see the organ itself kind of slightly shimmering in the light. It does start to begin to play a light tune.
Well, that's not ominous or anything.
It is starting to play a light, almost slight jazz swing song.
Okay, that's less intimidating.
Yeah, something you'd expect more of like a show bard, if you will, at a club, a kind of a little bit of jazz going on, if you will.
I was expecting something more like Davy Jones. Alright. Should we just ignore that and continue on?
Yeah, we may as well ignore that. And this place is weird. These tables seem almost perfectly set, other than the fact that there is no plates.
Okay. I don't know. I don't live here. I mean, if someone was here recently, do you think someone, like, robbed this place? It seems kind of weird, considering there's a giant...
James thinks for a moment, looks at you, and then just... I know what... I have an idea, but we'll deal with that later.
Alright. Should we continue on?
Yes.
Alright. As you kind of turn... and continue kind of into the area, or into the room, you can hear the very loud sounds of a squeaking door coming from further in. And I'm talking loud enough to wake the dead. These hinges have not been oiled in years. And it seems to, it goes a little millisecond, it stops as the person notices, whoever's causing this notices, and then goes again and stops. And then goes again and then stop, and it keeps doing this pattern.
Look, I'm gonna
appraise the stonework.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, when it opens, I'm gonna tiptoe in like nothing happened. I am the stealthiest.
Yeah, this is right. That's a 12, so I'll know if this is Dwarven make.
As you look about the materials on the walls, you can tell that whoever carved this is someone who is of dwarvish capability.
Well, Dwarven craft work. That'd actually be a 13. I missed plus. I typed it. I hit 5, not 6. I hit 6, so that'd be 13.
Okay. Then you do notice something extra. Some of the stonework you do recognize has the mark of the House of Treasurehorn on it.
I was just about to say, is there a mark of creator or something?
You do see a little design in one of the corners of the stonework that looks to be the symbol of the Treasurehorn carved into the stone, just in an area where you wouldn't really notice unless you were looking.
Family-made bricks. I have a feeling I'm welcome.
Do you think that it started playing the organ because you showed
You
up?
better hope so, and then I just point back up in the direction of the bone thing.
Yeah, is that family owned too?
I mean, I could go back and take a look at it.
Right down here.
Uh,
Also, how are we gonna get out? Just now realized.
We can climb out.
How deep was it?
As you go back to look up, you'd guesstimate about 100 feet deep.
Oh, cool. Is it climbable?
The wall is narrow enough to climb. It's just not going to be a comfortable climb from what you can tell. because this is about the size of what you'd expect of a well, basically. So it's you're gonna have to put hands and legs on each side and kind of slowly work your way up. This is gonna be a hell of a workout, Rollerman.
Let's see. Do I have rope?
I will go and appraise the
Do you guys have any rope?
organ.
Organ? Okay. Go ahead and give me an appraiser check.
I could have swore I gave Rollerman some Earth Silk rope when I bought Earth Silk ropes.
You did. He's supposed to have that.
If you didn't write it down, that's on you. It's lost to the world. The ether.
I don't just still have my rope.
That'd be a 25 for that appraise check because because there's metal.
As you look at the metal of the organ itself and kind of looking it over, what are you trying to figure out?
Who made it? If it's Dwarven make, or maybe even if I can get its value or who made it, anything really. As
you kind of look through it and kind of start looking about the item, you do notice it does have a marking on it. It does have the Clan of Venkos mark on one of the insides of one of the heavier tubes. That kind of seems to be more of a base of sorts as you kind of lean forward.
Dwarven make too. Does this room look like a Dwarven dinner hall? Basically, where we'd have
not
like
in the slightest. It just looks like it looks like a jazz club or a tavern. This looks like a high fancy tavern is what you'd guess, or like an inn.
High end tavern. Okay.
So do either you have rope, Melvin or James?
No.
No, James.
Didn't Alar? I have it listed here. Didn't you hand me some of the Earth Silk rope too? Because I have 50 feet of it here.
Unless you stole the one I gave Rollerman, which is entirely possible if you have it marked and Rollerman doesn't. I only gave one to Rollerman.
Maybe
I might have written it down just in case he...
I'm just going to assume you stole Rollerman's rope.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you guys put rope in the cart.
Yeah. Give me the rope.
I hand you the 50 feet of Earth Silk rope.
Melvin, how good are you at tying knots?
It's 50 feet. It's shorter. It only goes halfway.
Yes, that's better than no way.
There's nowhere to tie it up there. Besides, we need to continue down. I gesture to the hallway where the incessant squeaking is coming from.
It's still going on.
I gotta be through this fucking squeaking door at this point. It's been so long.
Oh, you're going like super slow. You're going like a centimeter.
You said you were going stealthily, yeah. So like it's every time you notice the sound is being noticeable. You know, you like the conversation starts and as it goes, you open a little bit and then it stops and then you wait and then you open a little bit more as they start.
I got him. And Jigsaw looks so annoyed.
Oh, we'll get to it. Don't worry.
Is there no? Do I recall from the top of the hole? Is there anywhere to tie a rope to?
The giant bone creature.
I'll say the dragon.
That's a good idea.
The latch door.
Let's wait and tie things off when we are leaving.
You want
I'm pretty sure Lark can climb it,
which might be like running away. It's fine. There's nothing to tie up to there anyway.
Yeah, so it's gonna be. We're kind of stuck where we are.
Roland slinging the rest of the rope back around his shoulder, I imagine, at this point, with a sigh, looking up at it. Or looking up the hole.
So there's an exit.
Alright, we're gonna jump back to you.
Yes, we're all totally stuck here.
The reason I mentioned to you is that I was gonna have you fly up there with the rope.
We're gonna jump back over to Alar for a moment.
Do you like the gif I found?
As you two kind of look looking at this, looking up at the hole. James kind of assessing about the equipment and the materials in the room. Alar, as you finally manage to kind of squeak the door open enough to kind of really peek your full body through. The very annoyed-looking individual just standing there staring at you at the door with a glare. Just waiting. You can see his foot slightly tapping as the staff is glowing a little bit. You see the Long Tusk is also just kind of looking over, slightly tapping his foot.
I am a master of stealth. No one can see me. I'm back to stealthing.
You hear a voice go, if you wouldn't mind showing yourself, I know you're already here. I'm assuming you're with the very loud individuals that are in the other room.
I'm just gonna. I guess I'll just walk over. I've clearly been
invisible.
seen. I've clearly been seen, but I'm not gonna turn visible. I'm just gonna walk over while I'm visible.
Not shutting your invisibility off, just walking.
No, I'm just walking over, so they just hear little thumps and just get closer. You can't see anything.
As you walk over closer, you do notice in the shadow of this of Jakix, what looks to be a elven sorceress. Most immediately picking it up because due to her very high-end nobleman's clothing and very brightly, arcanely, slightly glowing from magic itself cloak that she's wearing around her shoulders. That seems to have a giant purplish color with a some sort of bird emblem designed onto it. It looks to be similar to a raven of some sort. As she kind of looks over at you, and you feel your invisibility dissipate as her eyes glow for a second and then go back to their normal reddish color.
I say rude and turn invisible again.
You say it in Elvish?
Yes.
You see Jakix just sighs at this and just... I assume your compatriots will be here in a moment, or am I to entertain you for the time being?
Friends might show. Only here because you took friend.
And as you see Longtusker about to open his mouth, you see as Jakix snaps his fingers, and the individual immediately passes out, starts snoring very loudly. And you see as he snaps his fingers again, a small bubble seems to surround around the individual's head, and the sound of the snoring seems to dissipate completely. You see the little bit of an annoying glance over at the Loxodon and look back at you, where you were standing a moment ago.
How tall is Jakix right now?
Jakix stands about 7 feet tall.
I'm taller than him.
You
Beautiful.
are. He also weighs, if you had to guesstimate based on his very thin frame, is probably about 150 pounds at most. Like, he's very lean, and you see very little muscle on the individual.
I will turn visible, but I'm looking at the elven chick. And I'm just gonna say, questioningly, Princess?
Jakix just kind of looks at you and looks over at her, and then he looks back at you and goes, I'm so rude. She doesn't truly, she can't speak. She gave up her, and he kind of points to her neck where now a scar starts to slightly show its visibility, as if her neck was slit. And he goes, she, had to give up her ability to speak in exchange for the power she now has. Not a princess of sorts. A clan member that I had found on the brink of death, and she was hunting rabbits for their blood. Quite a sweet young thing, but to my point, you said this is your friend, as he kind of looks over towards the Longtusk.
Yes.
And I'm going to guess, by the sounds of the very loud clanging of metal out there, and the sounds of arguing that's going on, that would be James Rolleman and another individual that I don't recognize the voice of.
3 pack members.
So you're here on some sort of what? You're here to rescue this individual? Did he tell you that he owed me money beyond belief, and that's why I'm collecting from it? No harm was going to come to him because he wouldn't be able to pay.
Why owe money? How much?
Well, he decided to take a loan out for his gang and owes me multiple millions of gold pieces. So unless you're planning to offer up a deal that can equate to the same, I plan to tax his little gang and their equipment and items until they pay off their full debts, including the interest owed. As well as for that little stint they pulled, as you see Jakix kind of snap his teeth slightly at that, looking angrily over towards the Loxodon. And then kind of slightly calming himself as he looks back over towards you.
I don't
At this
think
point, I
Alar knows.
think James would be walking down the hallway.
I don't think Alar knows what stint means.
He kind of sighs and looks at you and goes, the individual had bartered a deal with me. They'd given their word, their honor. And instead, they killed 4 of my best top men in the city. Now, with that in mind, they've broken both the peace, and they owe money for something else that they have dealt with that I will not go into the explanation of. They are welcome to share with you if they wish. They can either pay it now, or I'll take their gang's lives in exchange. They will be sold to pay off the debt. I don't plan to let this individual be harmed, as killing them would be bad for my business.
So he said, out of game, he said 4 men were killed. He said wisdom was common sense, right?
Yep, wisdom is common sense.
Hold on. Well, that's a 9. I don't know if I equate that to the 4 necromancers.
Could be there. That could be another adventuring. Hey, you saw 4 adventurers on the on your way back from the attack on the hags.
Well, no, that was Sar. Alar doesn't remember that.
That's true.
Oh, that's true. I forgot you didn't at the time have your thing yet. Yeah, never mind.
Yep.
Yeah, then the only 4 would be the necromancers. I think that speaks immediately to you. And I will say that did just happen, and this individual, this Long Tusk, was sitting in the building with them.
I'm gonna rub my chin. What did the things they summoned look like again? The big zombie? Their bodyguards?
Like Goliath-like individuals. They were just what looked to be leather-bound, and many of them in what looked to be furs and such, wearing great axes on their backs.
Goliath summoners. Yes?
His eyes slightly narrow towards you and goes, they were known to carry individual servants of such.
Let me grab, because I was never asked to keep it confidential by the people who hired. And usually it's the fault of the hire, not the hiree. The fuck was your name? It was Horned something.
Well, you take a
It
second.
was the Horned Smile.
Oh, okay.
I found it. I pull out the hiring letter. Because the Horned Smile is someone else, right? That's not...
He looks at, as you pull out the letter, he kind of looks at you strangely for a moment. We're going to cut back to you for a moment. James, Rolliman, and Melvin. As Rolliman and Melvin are looking up the hole, kind of contemplating the setting up the rope and figuring out how to get out. James walking around appraising the stonework, the organ, the woodwork around the area. As you 3 kind of finally hear the creaking stop, you start to hear the sounds of a very angry voice coming, and the sounds of chatter coming from further into the tunnels.
I recognize that voice. As I will just start walking down there.
I'd like the dove to block the door as good as it can.
The dove is still upstairs on the creature. On
I can summon a new dove whenever I want.
You and your
New
goddamn
dove.
It replaces the old dove.
Just fucking killed it. It's dead.
What?
The dove's hovering in the middle of the doorway.
Is there a reason for it? I'm just curious.
It's just shaking its head at James when he tries to enter.
As you head down the hallway, James, you see the long tunnel full of lights, or lit torches, and coming to a culmination at the end where a door is open. You can kind of see Jakix talking to someone as he just kind of stands there. However, in the center of the doorway that has been kind of almost open just enough to allow someone through, you see what looks to be the same dove from earlier fluttering about.
James has no weapons drawn. He's not here to pick a fight. He's going to get both sides of the story. He's a neutral party. I'll wait at the doorway till I'm invited in, but I'm not just going to start charging in.
Melvin and Rollman, are you following after James at this point, I assume?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And if either of them try to push in, I'm gonna hold up a hand and say, "Wait."
No, I mean, as three of you kind of come to the end of the tunnel, the sounds of something clicking as you kind of pass by one of the heavier pieces of stone. It kind of seems to almost, at the touch of your foot, James, pushes in a little bit. Not enough to be noticeable until after you pull your foot away and feel the pullback from the stone itself. As you feel the movement, looking back, you hear a light clicking sound suddenly coming from down the hallway. Around this same time, Alar, as you're opening, or kind of pulling out the letter, you begin to hear a little bell ringing in one of the corners of the room. As you're kind of looking over, and as you can kind of... Good?
I did want to ask before I pulled it, what do you want me to roll to know who the Horned Smile is? Because I don't think Alar ever looked into that, of who he was.
You can either give me a knowledge check, which I would say in this case would be probably... either I'd take history, nature, or religion, because I think all three of those could, depending on how you perceive the Horned Smile, or local, if you want to use that, or that's really it. I think that'd work.
Well, the only one I have ranks in is religion, amazingly, because I need it for a class. That is a 21 for religion.
There has been tales of an individual with this name that's been the harbinger of a god, an evil god. Many are calling this god the Plague, as the individual seems to be a harbinger to bring the plagues wherever they go. War follows. The last place they were spotted was within the Tothlands, shortly before being seen, supposedly in the city, the Deep City, before it was taken by the Loxodon. The individual is basically, is becoming kind of a folklore mythos of sorts as an individual himself or herself.
Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of hold the letter to Jakix and wait.
As you kind of hold out, hearing the bell ringing, you see as Jakix kind of looks over towards the doorway and looking over, seeing James and the party kind of coming down, takes a minute and goes, I didn't expect a full clientele, Ollie. I thought you'd take longer. Then he kind of looks over and kind of waves for James to come in, noticing him as he kind of grabs the letter.
James will walk in calmly. "Hello, J-Hicks. I'm sorry to be intruding like this."
He looks at you as he then looks at his currently tied down compatriot who is completely roped up, now asleep and having what looks to be a bubble around their head as they seem to silently snore.
James isn't doing anything to that. He's not suffocating, so he's fine.
Watches Jakix takes the letter and kind of opens it, looking at it, and goes, "The individual even does this." Kind of hands the letter back to you, Alar, and goes, "Your friend here decided to not only betray me and my honorings of a deal, but, on top of that, as I see, he decided to pose as me, sending goons after the individuals that I had investment in, casters that were not causing the city problem and were looking into the city's problems. That's... Oh, I see," and he looks over at James and goes, "You lot have been pushed in the same situation. You've helped this scumbag and killed individuals who are looking into it. My debt will be paid regardless.
A debt should.
But that has nothing to do with you four." As you see him kind of looks over at Melvin in his dwarven form and kind of takes a second to look at him and then goes back to looking over at James and then looking back to Alar and goes, "But as you've been duped as well into killing individuals who are trying to help this town, you should be allowed to gain your grievances. So, I don't know which of you lot are your leader at this point. Whoever speaks for your group, what would you see this done with this individual?"
these truly cause that much of a problem, selling them into slavery seems about the minimum. James has a cold tone.
Turn into Vestige.
Do I get a feel for the Loxodon's magic at this point?
For the Loxodon?
Yeah. I already know Jakix is way more powerful than me.
This individual will be roughly about strong, from what you can tell, for aura power.
Loxodon has a decent power, has very strong power compared to myself.
Make conquered gangs or die.
There's also that option. Enslave them all, have them eradicate all opposing gang presence from the city.
Take over.
That still eliminates the opposing gang presence, absorbing them all under him.
No, don't let absorb, leaves gaps.
I mean, you could force them into an effort to fight the evil necromancers if that's what your original intent was.
Kind of eyes Rollman and looks back over to James and...
Do with them what you will. We came here because he said there was a necromancer that was causing problems. Seeing as it's you, I'm honoring the deal I already made with you. I'm not going to get into your business.
He looks at you and kind of raises an eyebrow and goes, "We have no such deal."
That was my thought of the agreement when we...
I'm just going to look at James and I'm just saying, fake Jakix. 2. 1 real, 1 not.
So fake Jakix.
We meant fake. This one real.
That's entirely possible.
Fake one enslaved under Zarius. Not anymore, though.
This Jakix seems different than the one that James made his quote-unquote deal with.
Give me an appraise check on him.
Appraise.
You know what? I'll give this to, because hearing that, this person seems more suspicious.
I mean, he did say, I would say, a large one, and he said out loud, someone faking as being me is giving missions.
I didn't hear that, did I?
No, the party didn't hear that initially.
No, I didn't either, so... And that was a 7. I'm not great at appraising people, okay?
Actually,
I fell. I hurt. My
apologies. Yeah, you guys did hear that because you were standing there when he looked at the letter. Never mind. Disregard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's on me.
What'd
you get, James? Or not James? Rollman.
21.
You get
21. Oh, I'm in the wrong chat. I was like, why am I not seeing my rolls here? I'm like over here. Okay. As the two of you kind of take a second, and give me a second. Excuse me. Okay, as you take a second to look at the individual and trying to figure out if he is different in any way, the only thing that immediately comes off, James, for you, he seems almost perfectly exactly the same. Rolliman, the only thing that seems stranger about this individual is that he seems less concerned. You don't sense the nervousness you sensed from him in those first few times you'd met him. Now it's almost, there's a strange confidence about this individual that seems like he feels like he's in control in this situation, and looks like his body language seems to be giving that off almost completely. As you look about, you also do note his staff seems to be a massive magical upgrade, as you immediately recognize as that is that item is high quality, on the same level as what James normally makes. As well as it looks like his merchant's attire, even though it looks to be shredded, seems to give off a light magical aura as well.
So have we never met before?
You have.
Well,
I'm asking if he says.
Oh, okay, my apologies. He looks at you and kind of looks with confusion and raises an eyebrow and goes, "Was it not a month ago when your incessant little..." As he looks at James up and down, then looks back over at Rollman and with a little bit of slight look of disgust on his face and goes, "Refused to shake my hand and accept a deal?"
Isn't that what James was referring to? Was that time?
Yeah, that is. James didn't shake his hand, but James thought the verbal agreement was more than enough at this point.
So then, We didn't meet the fake one for that encounter. When we met the fake Jakix, I looked to Alar.
I just look at the letter.
Oh,
One of their underlings seems to have delivered that
see.
letter.
You see him
and
you see Jakix sigh heavily and put his hand to his temple and kind of rub it and goes, "Oh my God, this is why. This is why it's so easy. You lot are really this stupid. Allow me to explain this." As he kind of looks at you, just with an irritation in his eyes, now looking between the group of you as you're trying to figure this out. He takes his staff and points with the red crystal at the end and kind of taps the Loxodon slightly and goes, "This individual was pretending to be me, sending jobs out to kill people that I work with. Does that make sense now to you, grand merchants? I imagine your capabilities are legendary across the seas here." As he kind of glares at James.
Understanding the sarcasm, James just looks at him, goes, "I understood that part. I apologize. I got sidetracked. Anyway, if he was interrupting your business, I have no qualms with whatever you do with him. It's your business."
So if I slice his neck in front of you right now, you won't stop me.
Ooh,
James.
Can I do? Need to fix curse.
James is looks him dead in the eyes. "No. While he'd be useful to me, it isn't worth getting a fight over you with it.
he's a liar and a cheat and doesn't honor his word. I don't mind.
That's a business risk in my mind."
He just kind of laughs, starts to chuckle and smiles and goes, "As your wish is your will." And he kind of pulls out a gnarly looking knife that looks to have a slightly twisted blade, not a like straight blade. It looks to be a blade that's been twisted like a cork. And he walks over, kind of looking at Alar as Alar steps forward and kind of smiles as he grabs the nasty looking dagger and pushes it up to the neck of the individual and just starts twisting it slowly. The Loxodon's eyes kind of open wide almost immediately. Bright-eyed and scared, fear and pain immediately as they start to try and react, though what bound them seems to keep them held, as Jakix just slowly continues twisting into their neck. You can see the blood starting to slosh out of the dagger itself. The individual tries to scream, but the silent spell still around their head does not seem to allow them to make any noise, as you just basically watch as for a minute, Jakix just continues to twist until the Loxodon changes its form down to a purple dragon, or dragonkin, standing up at about 6 feet tall, bright purple scales, and wearing what looks to be heavy nobleman's clothing, all up and down their body, with what looks to be many symbols across it, including what you immediately recognize as the clan of Aussie marked on it. As Jakix finishes twisting, the dragonkin now no longer moving. He pulls the dagger out, smiling as the spell dissipates. The sound of the blood sloshing to the ground kind of coming into sound once more. As Jakix just puts the dagger away and looks over at you.
James showed no change in emotion.
I'm gonna let the axe catch the blood.
It does not seem to do anything.
Yeah, James shows no change in emotion. Just goes, "That's what happens when someone crosses somebody. That's business. Pure and simple."
You really think that I'm gonna let you butter me up and accept anything? Oh, we are still enemies, my friend. And I still plan to help your head, but that bounty is not my backing. My name's been removed from it for the time being. But I will tell you, youngling, as he kind of walks up to you and is stepping slowly as he wipes off the blood off his hand with a piece of cloth that he pulls up. Walking up to the door, as Alar kind of puts their axe underneath the blood, waiting to see if anything happens. And kind of looking at Melvin and Roland behind James, still in the doorway, and steps right up to you, James. Again, about less than an inch away from you, as he kind of kneels down, kind of slowly, taking almost like a squatting position to get face to face with you, as he looks at you and goes,
"Cool youth pastor style."
Yeah. and looks at you with a smile, the large fangs in his mouth kind of showing as he goes, "You will learn. You will learn this lesson, young James. But today is not your day. Your number has not yet come up," as he kind of stands back up, cracking the knees and kind of tossing the cloth off to the side. Kind of picks up his staff, his like short staff that's only as tall as James, so allowing him to kind of lean on it. He kind of smiles as his voice slightly changes to a bit of a more slightly staticky and harder to understand for a moment, and he kind of starts to speak something in a strange language you begin to hear read off, and the individual begins to kind of envelop into a bit of black smoke as they slowly dissipate and disappear, leaving nothing behind as you watch as he vanishes.
Does the elven woman vanish too?
She does.
I'm checking something. Okay. I can't do anything to his body currently.
Oh yeah, is the corpse here too?
The corpse has been left there. Yeah, it's still tied and bound. Big hole in its neck that's the size of a pretty large corkscrew.
Yeah.
Do you have any of her shit, or was it all taken?
As you look up and down the individual, the robes are the nobleman's clothing is still on the individual.
Mm.
Oh, I don't think we're gonna be able to get him out of here very easily.
Hmm? Why get out?
You said we recognize the noble crest, correct? For
Yes.
which family was it again?
It was Aussie.
So, related to Movasi.
Yes, and also related to the Black Hand. This is going to cause a headache in 2 directions.
Can I just chop that off?
No.
What do you need that for?
Aussie clan bad. Bad.
Alar, yes, they're bad, but if we come back with a head of theirs, we're going to have an issue.
Yes, great noble triumph.
Not that kind of issue. The issue of they'll kill everybody on the ship.
Tribal war happens.
It'd be better to return it to keep the peace, or leave it here. Those are our
also
options.
To like discern from them who they actually were, like their actual name. If they're an important noble.
Yeah, you can give me a either knowledge nobility or profession mercenary for it.
Profession mercenary.
As James thinks for a moment, then realizes, wait a minute, my bag of holding is basically empty.
11.
Except
You
for
shove this
the
corpse in
smell.
there?
Wait, Melvin, are you talking? Because it sounds like it's just static. I'm just making sure.
No, my phone buzzed.
Oh, okay, making sure. I was, what you weren't trying to say something. It was just cutting you out. Okay. As you're gonna put a body in. Okay, Roland, with an 11, something kind of catches your attention almost immediately. The Aussie clan are known for 2 colors of dragons, blue and black. Is this purple? Some don't add up.
It's weird.
Something's really
stolen.
In fact, you've never seen a purple. You've never known a purple dragon lord that's been famous enough or powerful enough to get any rank. So this is something strange here.
Does this noble cloak look like the one that makes you stupid?
I'm glad you remembered that. I was wondering if you'd ask. No,
Yeah.
it does not though.
Okay.
Good question though. No, this looks. As you kind of look at it, with the appraisal, like with the time of appraisal, assuming you guys are gonna wait down because there's no immediate threat that you as you look about. Assuming you're willing to take the time and look it over, the robes themselves don't actually look to have any actual magical properties besides that they work similarly to leather, like a masterwork leather armor, but allowing a wizard to wear it or sorcerer to wear it.
Alright, trying to dig through his shit, see if you can figure out who he is.
Alright, as you pop open the shirt, kind of digging through the robes, give me a search check.
Alright.
I'll give you help, so however Royce wants to do that.
Give me a search check.
Alright.
23.
Let me double check, make sure I have the right thing here. Nope, this is the wrong modifier. This is a +2 for search. 22 with a nat 20.
Okay. Let's say 22. All right, and then Rollman.
Was it 23?
Fuck, dude, you don't really need much. So as you kind of dig into the pockets, looking through the individual's materials, you find their bag of holding seems to be missing. They don't seem to have anything on them upon immediate looking around on the outside, other than their fancy robes and the necklace that seems to have the Aussie clan emblem marked onto it. As you look about, the body, you do find what looks to be a simple belt. As you kind of take a look at it first, it doesn't catch your attention. It seems like any other normal, what you'd expect of a leather belt. But as you kind of get a closer look, seeing the buckle seems to be somewhat jeweled, and kind of looking at as James kind of goes to poke at it, catching his attention for the little gemstones that are kind of driven into it. Thing pops open, and a simple, what looks to be a scale it seems to be inside of it. That looks to be the color of blue, like a sapphire, like blue color. It's about roughly 2 inches long, and about 2 inches wide.
Is this some sort of like dragonborn culture thing?
As you your experience so far, you've not seen anything. You haven't seen shops that sold anything like this outright. You can give me let's say knowledge. Local, I think, would probably be the best way to put it. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay.
I'm paranoid now that my mic's not going to be recording.
22.
I keep looking back at it. 22. As you think back on it, you didn't see any shops that specialize something like this. You didn't see like romantic partners doing anything like you. Aussie didn't offer you anything. But something kind of clicks in your mind that seems a bit off. You remember back in Aussie's personal room at the inn, she had a almost identical scale that had the mark of "I miss my niece" written on it with a little letter next to it. And you're almost 100% sure that scale was the same thing, but you can't. It's something you don't remember why she had it. You just remember reading it was something about her niece and something about family tradition.
Maybe like give a family member scale or something.
It's a possibility. We'd have to ask Essa, but
Well,
this has turned into a bit of a shit show.
If this blue scale is related to them, then they probably are of the Aussie clan.
Saphira is well known, correct?
Yes and no. Outside of Kirkek, not really. Within Kirkek, pretty commonly.
Since I'm from Kirkuk, it's well known to me, I guess.
So, yeah.
Saphira's... This could be a scale of Saphira if he's from the Aussie clan. Or one of her children.
Okay. Is there anything else inside this like belt thing, like any note, or is it just
no note, just the scale itself?
We should take... I'm gonna look at Alar. Alar, can you fit the body in your bag of holding? We're gonna go turn this into...
No.
I was gonna say, we're gonna go turn in this great triumph and the information involving it to... Essa.
Bag full of spoils.
My bag's full of very rank-smelling things, so I can't deal with that.
I start rifling and pulling out like fancy plates, bottles of wine, as I put it back in.
I don't bother blinking. Let's get out of here, then report the situation to Essa or the guild and let them know what happened at this point. And then we'll be prepping to leave.
Okay.
We might go handle one more job here, and that's the job we already accepted for the Glitterfire Oozes, but we will not be here much longer.
Sounds like a plan.
Other than finishing out the month here, because no taxes is very important. the dwarvish flashback of having to pay taxes.
Yeah. As you kind of take a second thinking about this, looking over at the individual, the body, Lar kind of re-putting the stuff back into her bag of holding as she does so. Yeah. So who's taking the body and how are we taking the body?
We aren't.
All right.
Everything's getting left here unless we want to take that belt, but that's a part of the body, and I don't feel like pissing off the Vaasi clan any further.
Meh, we can just mention it.
Or so are you leaving the scale behind too, I assume?
Yeah. I'll
Yep.
put it back in the belt and drop it if it's like a...
To make it look like it's not been disturbed. Okay. As you looking at Lark, kind of, I imagine at this point, kind of sighing after putting everything away. Roman, Melvin, you kind of like stand up to turn, and start to head back. As you kind of get about halfway down the hall, you hear the sound of the bell coming from behind you as you step on the pressure plate once more, heavily and kind of into the stone. That kind of as you lift your foot, you feel the ground moving, catching your attention once more. But as the four of you, assumedly, oh wait, hold up.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I want to make sure because I saw a PM. I was like, wait, did you PM me something like you're leaving? Okay, no worries.
No.
Yeah, as the four of you kind of continue towards the hole, heading back out down the long hallway and out through into the main what looks to be a fancier inn. Much of the wood looks to be now thrashed. The organ looks to have a massive rock kind of slammed into it. As you look about, you see each of the chairs where there look to be were once the ornate and nice chairs looks to now be dwarves that are their body, many of them having the chairs almost impaled into them or cut down. About 25 dwarven bodies seem to kind of surround the room. Even the one who seemed to have originally been playing the organ looks to have had his head kind of smashed into the organ itself, as these dwarves look to have been all unarmed, unarmored, and just attacked brutally.
Oh. I wonder how I missed that. Is it like recent?
As you look about, kind of look at the blood for a second, you can either give me a profession mercenary or knowledge or medicine or heal check. Heal check, yeah. It's not medicine.
I'll pop a heal check.
Alright. Oh, I got PM'd to be beamed down once more. We're getting an audience.
Beam me up, but in reverse.
26 for my heal check.
Alright. 10. With a 10, Rolliman, you're pretty sure this battle had to have happened within the last couple of days, and this looks to have been brutal as you look at the dwarves. Whoever came in through here was a single individual and quite capable, as the attack looks to have been without any sort of wasted movement. These dwarves look like they were attacked mid-meal and didn't even get a chance to react. James, you kind of look about... Looking at, you managed to gather, it's been probably 24 hours since most of these individuals were killed, but something's weird about many of the injuries. Looking at them, the blood looks to be slightly dried, and the bodies look to be more sunken in and decomposed than they should be at this stage.
Do they look similar to the rat chimera body that we found that Chikix had feasted on and pulled the mana vein from?
I had forgotten that you had written that down. Yes, it does. God damn it. Yeah, as you look into the bodies, kind of getting up really close to them and investigating where the chairs seem to have pierced, it's strange. As Roland kind of comments that the battle looks to have been extremely quick and looking about it, James, you notice it's almost as if these individuals had their veins pulled out of their bodies through the holes the wood would cause as it went into them. It's kind of slightly macabre, but the tearing and thrashing it did to the internal organs of these creatures. I mean, most of them look like they were probably still alive when this happened.
He's refined how he's sealing mana veins. That's gonna be a problem later, but let's get out of here.
I know. I totally know what a mana vein is.
You're kind of looking at James staring at the body. Sorry, go ahead, Roland.
Alar, James will look up to Alar and go, "You know how Melvin cast?"
I was nodding. You don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. But James will walk over and look up the hole.
Don't worry.
All right.
Big strong Noel's gonna climb.
The big, strong Knoll carry me and everything on me?
Hey, Allard, do you have extra rope or no? This is 50 foot all we have.
I pull out another rope, and then another rope, and then another rope,
oh my
and then
God.
another rope.
Okay, that's enough rope.
Okay, yeah.
Allard slowly
rope
stacks
there.
a pile of rope taller than James.
Alright, I think you have enough rope. Put it back in your bag, let's go up there.
I will wait down here for you all to send a rope down. I can't.
I'm just
climb
waiting
that.
for James to climb on.
Oh, I just.
I have the carry capacity. I can.
I climb on Alar's back.
Allard, you knew. Oh, what? Go ahead, Roland. Sorry.
I said good luck to you two.
Allard, you knew this was always going to be the day. Your pup is finally accepted you as the mother that you were meant to be. And he has decided to accept you that you are the one who is going to carry him to safety. Give me a climb check.
Of course.
With a -2,
Thanks for the
because you
help,
do have
Lar.
James on your back, and it is still going to be clunky.
Okay, well, the -2 brings me down to a 20.
Oh, no. Oh, jeez. You kind of sink your claws in. Being taller, the hole seems to be easier, and managing with your longer limbs, you manage to easily clamp down and pull yourself up one after another. It's slow going, but as you manage with the new kind of awkward weight on your back, you are able to climb up with little to no issues. A couple bits of rock kind of falling here and there, but nothing seems to stop you. It's about after a few minutes, you manage to get you and James up to the top of the hole, managing to kind of grab James from your back and like pulling him onto the floors as you pull yourself up after him.
I'll go to the carriage while you make sure Melvin gets up at least.
I think. Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. When going down the hole, I created a small crater down there.
Olar just cocks their head, not understanding why that jump would be any problem. Because Olar took no damage doing the jump.
Gestures to heavy armor.
Strong knees.
But I will set up a rope to go down. I guess technically 2 ropes attached together to go all the way down.
All right, are you? Well, I assume Alar is just gonna be pulling Rollman and Melvin up.
If Alar needs my help, Alar can ask. James is gonna go get the cart and
Pulling.
There's nothing to tie it to. I have the muscle and back to hold the rope, so I'm just gonna.
I would have been climbing at the same time they were.
Okay, give me a climb check, Rollman.
Well, if you mess up, rope support is there.
Melvin wraps his hands around the rope like he's climbing and then just starts going up.
Beholder.
His feet start to glow blue again, and he starts to just kind of like one hand over the other, pulling, like still a little bit watching the ground.
Does that look realistic at all? As
no, not in the slightest. It looks like he's not trying. He's just standing as he pulls himself up, like perfectly perpendicular from it. Yeah.
Yeah. I assume that's Featherfall too.
Yeah, Featherfall.
As you watch as he passes you, Roland.
Thank you. Oh, hold on. He does not pass me because if I go here, I have mountain movement, which means may make an accelerated climb without penalty.
As you see him catching up out of the irritation of being beaten, you start climbing faster.
My someone who's not even climbing correctly. If he was climbing the rope correctly, I wouldn't care.
As you race your way up, Melvin doesn't even seem to be phased.
I forget I'm supposed to hold onto the rope and I let go.
Yeah, just kind of start floating up.
Still doing the hand motions.
I stare at Melvin because I know first level spells technically as a lark is one of my vestiges, and I know that's not how that works.
It's like confusion of a dog, like one head tilted, like eyebrow raised.
Like I've never gone up with Featherfall before, and I just stare.
Magic's way different in this world. As you guys finally manage to get out of the hole, James bringing the car over, looking about the destroyed house, you see no skeleton there. The creature seems to have completely vanished, as if nothing was ever here. Looking about, there's slight impacts in the wood where you can still see the claw marks, and obvious it kind of lean over the door where the heavy skull kind of put force down on the wall. But otherwise, there doesn't seem to be any other signs.
Once the cart's back over and the hole, and they're out of the hole, James is going to quietly step back towards the pit, not getting close enough to fall in, and say a quiet prayer for them. They didn't fall in battle, but they were victims of someone stealing their magic.
As you kind of kind of running off, James, as fast as you can towards the wagon. It does take, I will say, by the time you get to the wagon, most of the party's already out the door and kind of coming towards you as you come kind of heading down past them. As you kind of let them mount up, jumping off and heading back into the house, though, you take a minute standing over the the holy hair. Wow. Okay. The hole. Looking down and begin to say a silent prayer. Give me a wisdom check, and we are going to take a quick pause here while the DM runs to grab some water. Welcome back. We return. All right. As James does a wisdom check. You said you got an 8? Oh, you get to get an 8.
Yeah.
Oh, James.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it.
As you begin to say a prayer, your mind is everywhere but here at this moment. These dwarves have been slaughtered. Jakix could be an enemy. He's still an enemy, and that's something you now have to deal with. And you know he's powerful, but he seems to also be. Your mind is going everywhere on how to deal with this situation as you try to say a prayer, kind of half focused. And as I heard before I paused, Alar, did you say you wanted to go burn the hole? What?
I asked, does it look like it'll spread if I start a fire?
Well, the foundation's made of wood, but as you look up, it is dark clouds overhead, other than the occasional sparkling of sunshine that comes through.
I'll help you start a fire if you want.
I'm just gonna start setting things on fire and throwing them in the hole.
They're gonna do what?
Set things on fire and throw them down into the pit.
Set what? That's what I'm asking. Because are you talking like rubble, or are we talking? I mean, the building is
just rubble.
Bits of wood from the building and stuff.
Okay.
Why are you making a fire down there?
I'll try again to give a proper prayer as I see Alar trying to assist me with a funeral rite of their own.
No burial.
Why do you need help with the burning of things?
If one.
As I see Alar attempt to make a better funeral rite,
no burned body is the rival shaman will use body against us.
A better prayer. Fucking, there we go.
As you begin to pray, Alar kind of grabbing rubble off, tearing chunks of wood from the floor and kind of tossing it down into the hole. A few moments go by as you're doing this. Melvin, are you going to be igniting the fire, or how are you guys going to be burning this?
I will wait and see if Alar needs help. If he can get fire started, then...
I do have a flint and steel setting wood chunks on fire.
Okay. As you start to kind of light one of the smaller sticks on fire, after getting a nice pile down below, you kind of manage to get one going. As you do, tossing it down, you watch as it drops the full 80 feet down, or 100 feet down to the ground, hitting the rocky bottom as it does so. And for a moment, you see a little bit of flickering and the wood kind of just burning slightly. And a few moments go by, and then the fire seems to go out as the rest of the wood doesn't seem to catch.
Mm-hmm. I will take crazy measures if I have to. Where is it? The grease, that doesn't help. That doesn't have the range. And I'll climb down there and start a fire if I have to.
While they're doing
I have some flasks of oil.
That would have been helpful a moment ago. Rollman, while they're figuring that out, you.
I look around to like where the bone dragon was to see if it was even real at all. Like see if any of the marks.
Oh, I mentioned when you came out of the hole. Yeah, the marks from the claws were still there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a real.
Yeah, and you can still see the indent where the giant skull head was kind of laying on the wall. Yeah.
I'll hand Alar like a flask of oil and say, drop it in, then drop fire. It's clay flask, so.
I'll drop it in, then I'll cast Lesser Orb of Fire.
Looking at James, a slight like snub, sigh of annoyance as you drop the flask down and then cast your spell, aiming straight down. You watch as it hits the oil about halfway through, causing the oil to ignite and rain down on the wood. A few moments later, a very loud eruption. I need a reflex save from James and Alar, as well as.
I would have started running the moment I handed the oil. Can I make that clear?
Yeah. It's the somber moment. You're not running my ass. Melvin, as well, because I assume you'd be close to the hole.
I rolled that on D&D on World Anvil for an 18.
All right, I see that.
That reflex.
Yeah, reflex.
Lar understands the fire, knows when to dodge.
James.
Nice. And Alar got 22. As the three of you managed to, as the sounds of the kind of a moment, the moments of rumbling for kind of as the fire goes starts to spread, and then the sound of woof, kind of immediately catching enough of the three of you's attention as you jump back, trying to dodge out of the way, while Roman's kind of looking at the scratches on the floor, inspecting them, trying to figure out what kind of dragon this is, if it was real, looking at the impacts on the wall. As you jump away.
Doing?
Roman kind of as you turn, you just see fire erupt straight in the air about 30 feet before it dissipates moments later.
Mixed version of a burial between Knoll and Dwarf.
That was awesome.
We mixed burial rites. We should not do that again.
Mm-hmm. Souls shall burn and join ancestors.
Little cave,
Good for
little like a hole now is slightly glowing as the stone itself has been superheated.
For elves, what is their burial thing? Do they just eat their dead?
You eat those you kill, but as far as like to show both the final stage of life as well as honoring those you had killed to take their strength, carried on as your own. However, those who fall that like if you ran across bodies, they'd either be burned or left out for the animals to feast on.
Yes.
And for dwarves, we'd either give them the funeral in the forge, or I do believe, or what other way is
Dwarves,
there?
I run similarly to how I did in the game. As the idea was going to be, their funeral rites are burying them inside the stone, so like an actual burial of the body underground, usually inside of some sort of sarcophagus within an ornate tomb. Or option B, the body is completely if the body cannot be found or recovered, a pyre is burned as like a final thing.
What I'm hearing is, I not only did Knoll burial, I also did Elven burial with the fire.
Oh.
You also did dwarves.
Excellent.
Because we recovered those bodies properly. It wouldn't be easy to deal with.
I am a master of funeral rites.
No, looking for Master of Funeral Rites as their title or something pop up. As the glowing kind of stops, the sounds of the fire kind of dying down as to a lower rumble from beneath the ground. As you four kind of now stand, well, technically six if you count the bat and the dove, kind of stand now in this slightly torn down house, no roof above. The sounds of rain in the distance starting to kind of make or kind of coming into here or into range. As you lot look about and yeah.
Let's head to deal with the glitter fires then. This didn't take as long as I thought it would.
It went well.
That's to ooze.
No, not death. We need to knock them out and put them in the jars. They're still in the cart.
Alar will look at you and then once again Holder, beat up the ooze.
That's right.
God damn it.
As we mount up and head off.
Well, alright. Do you remember where you're going, by chance? For the quest?
I think we had a map marked.
Yeah, we
Did.
have the map marked.
I told you
so-
guys, but that's why I'm asking if you happen to remember.
I do believe it
We
is.
We were told about a house outside the city. I don't remember much past that because Alar was doing something else.
And that it was a few hours past that. I can't remember what else happened because
I remember they were angry, and I remember that if you go in the house, they get very upset.
That's true. Like only a couple. Like
It's a
if you came
cave, not a
outside-
house, but
They stand outside and you can just murder them and they won't do a jack shit. What if you go in there? What's happening?
Yeah, not. God damn it. All right, if that's your memory of it, we'll go off of that. That it was near a house, and it was that was pretty much all I caught from the group overall.
I do believe it was to the east.
Can I roll a check?
All right.
Can I just double check the fucking quest posting that we? Cause
The quest posting doesn't mention it, my guy.
Yeah, remember that was the whole
Yeah.
point. You had to go ask Usknar.
And we did. Can I roll a history check?
Yeah, sure. Give me a history check for it.
Time for everyone to test their memory.
I guess I'll do this.
If you guessed you're gonna die, yes, you are.
5.
5.
16.
16.
11.
11.
A large mark.
Let me double check. I have a bit more to this, so 9.
A large mark.
As you kind of think back for a minute, Alar, you remember James being told something about it was near a longhouse and about 2 large trees to the east of it when you come to some sort of fork or something of that sort. As you think back for a moment,
When I hear longhouse, do I just
Yep.
Well,
Oh.
I look at James back to longhouse.
Okay. That's not far from here. Let's go.
Well, it kind of is. It's a few hours.
It is
Wow.
not hours, days. All right.
Longhouse wasn't days
It
away.
was-
We were able
it
to
was
get
a half
there
of-
and back.
It was half a day to get to where you guys had gotten to the log cabin. Yeah. Because it was 3 hours to get there, and then 3 hours within the woods to get to the log cabin, if you remember it.
6
That's
hours.
I mean,
6
we could just head
hours.
back to the airship.
The average
Take-
individual being awake 12 hours
12 hours
I
away?
mean, we could just head back and take the airship over.
in this day and age, yeah.
It's in this day and age.
But yeah, as you guys are about roughly less than an hour away from the gate at this point, it would take you still probably the better part of the whole day to get there, and you will be getting there at night just for your own notes. As you kind of look
Then we
at
can
it
just
based on
go-
what you know.
Then taking the airship is probably better, because then we can camp out with that if we need to, and we'll get there faster.
Did the woods look too thick going the airship?
From what you would remember of the of the woods themselves, the trees were so thick that you couldn't find anywhere to even move the cart other than the trail itself, because the roots were pulled up and basically breaking up any even ground. The trees above are also canopies so thick that rainfall doesn't even make it to the base.
Yeah, but the longhouse was in a clearing, and now it's even more clear.
It's true. That is true. So what's the
How close are we to
plan?
the airship?
Airship?
How close are we to the airship?
Oh, roughly about another hour's travel south. It's not
And
far.
how far is it
It's
to go from the airship to that longhouse?
looking at your map, and kind of taking a look at it. You know what? Give me we'll call this a use magic device roll.
Not using the ship as in, we just walk from the ship to the longhouse.
The
So
ship's
you're
in-
going to you're going to your ship and then walking there instead of taking the ship.
Yeah, like taking the rest of the day at our ship and then just...
So it'd be 6. So it would be from where you're at currently about 7-ish hours in total to get to the log cabin. If you went to the airship, that would add it to 8 hours, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying we should just take the ship, go deal with this.
And that's not, of course, accounting for any downtime you'd need to unload your cart, get equipment and stuff. So you're looking at 8 hours minimum.
Yeah. Either we land it there or we just don't do the quest.
I'd rather do this job because we already accepted it. So we'll go get the airship, do whatever prep stuff we have to do today, and then head out. Land there and then camp out there and handle it tomorrow.
Now I'll do the check if I did take to get to the longhouse, right?
Sorry?
Right. Now can I see how long it would take to get there with the airship?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a use magic device. See what you can figure out.
Oh, yeah. Love it being charisma based.
Your best rolling stat. What do you mean?
See? Wow. Good.
Based on your experience, Rollman, you'd guess it would probably take you around half of that. The problem is finding the location. As James holds up the, is kind of looking at the job quest post, and it says, or it describes the entry and area as a cave of sorts, noting specifically that it is hard to spot unless you're on the ground.
It'd be tough to find, but it would cut a ton of half.
That's why I was saying we just head out to where the longhouse was.
Okay. We'll do that.
Yeah.
To the ship.
As you lot begin to start heading towards the ship, kind of finding yourselves turning and looking at the kind of superheated hull for one last time, before you climb aboard the wagon and start turning it around and heading back towards the airship. As you head back, kind of heading towards the airship, you do notice the large, Queen Anne's Revenge warship that seems to be now parked right next to yours. The the Iron Brand mark kind of meticulously designed on the sail now, as it seems to be ornately kind of put in with some sort of shining metal thread that seems to make the mark itself sparkle within the little bits of sunlight you get every once in a while as you come head closer towards the docks. Seeing the mini airships kind of stacked down the long ports, you see several others that seem to be quite unique in their own design that have kind of found themselves parked here. Though yours alone not really standing of interest, you do see what looks to be a young-looking elven female individual kind of standing at the entrance to the port. In reference for what I mean by port, I do mean as in what these are giant, large towers with staircases basically going up, as well as ramps for carts that kind of wrap around the staircase, allowing individuals to kind of deboard from their ships and go down to ground level. These usually are can range from anywhere from 3 stories to 10 stories tall. So for your own reference, she seems to be standing at the bottom of this tower, seemingly waiting for you lot as she looks over. Her bright red eyes seemingly kind of glimmering in the sunlight as she is wearing what looks to be a mix of merchant and nobleman's wear, mostly looking to be heavy and thick silks. What looks to be underneath, just a slight shade of a leather, some sort of leather armor underneath, or kind of hidden beneath the silks that only pokes out in certain points. As she kind of looks over at you, her large bejeweled necklace slightly glowing, a greenish radiation light coloration, as she looks over and kind of smiles at you lot as you come up. Her teeth, you can't help but notice, are all brightly yellow, one of them even having a bright hole, or a single hole in the middle of it.
Do I recognize her as the one that was with Jakix?
She looks to be the same individual, though slightly less mysterious and as noble looking now. Her looks seem to have slightly worn and become a bit more common.
Alright, Les, what do you need?
She just kind of smiles at you and pulls out a single letter and kind of holds it out. It's what looks to be a black leather with a single red wax mark. The mark seems to be a single. It seems to show a single smile emblem upon it.
I'll take it, tap it with my hammer. dispelling magic on it.
Yep, as you do, you see her kind of like just kind of slightly tilt her head, looking at you, confused, and just kind of continues to stand there. As you crack open the letter, opening it and reading it. Are you reading this out loud?
No, I will read it myself first, as...
Alright, give me a moment.
Tap for James's reading skills.
James reads slow. It's okay.
He's always been a slow reader.
Not all of us read fast. It's all right. You'll get there one day.
Mm.
I believe in James.
He didn't read a lot of books as a kid.
Hey, he's too busy practicing smithing. It's okay. Not everyone is as smart as Alar. It's all right.
How smart is Alar?
Just as smart as Roland.
Are you 16?
Yeah.
Nice. Big brain.
Big brain.
Yeah. See, dwarves are mostly word of mouth.
See, they call us. They're the primitives.
James will tuck the letter away and go, "Thank you for delivering it. Do you require a fee?"
She just kind of tilts her head the other way, looking at you, raises an eyebrow, and then just kind of starts to slightly kind of like pulls her silks out to the side, slightly kind of leaning down a little bit as she curtsies to you, and then begins to walk past your cart. A few moments later, she kind of starts to round your airship. There we go. You see that she starts to dissipate into that similar black smoke that you saw Jakix turn into earlier when he vanished.
Weird.
Pain in the ass. Well, let's get on here and head out.
Alright.
Alright, as you go heading up the port and heading on, you see as Grandpa and Rain kind of seem to be looking over to you lot, smiles on their faces, as Rain just kind of looks over at Alar and gives a wink as she does. The four ogres kind of standing at the ready, waiting for the airship to move, though, kind of looking about as if expecting orders at any moment.
I start getting them out to get the ship ready.
Hmm?
I start getting out orders to get the ship ready to start moving.
Alright, you watch as the four ogres from earlier, or from the Hag's Den, begin to kind of pull, or get the ship ready, pulling the sails down and getting all the ropes moved about, the anchor being pulled up, and such, as the ship begins to kind of fly, become alive with movement.
James is just gonna watch everything go down for right now as he contemplates the letter.
Okay. As you watch as the airship begins to kind of come together, Rollman standing at the helm, and the ship begins to move as it does. Give me a use magic device, Rollman.
Got you. 8. I mean, I've done this quite a few times at this point. He's not super good or super high.
He's been our main captain.
As the airship begins to kind of lurch forward, the wind catching a little bit more of a shock as you kind of have to re-steer yourself and reallocate. You almost nearly crashing into one of the airships next to you, Rollman, with the sudden change of movement. As you kind of spin the wheel hard to the left, you manage to pull yourself out of it, and as the sails kind of start to take you up, you feel the airship kind of take off, almost losing your feet as it does so, but eventually coming to a nice level, leveling out about 200 feet above the ground.
Damn wind.
As the airship begins to kind of set a course, you lot find yourselves with about 2-ish hours before you'd expect to get to the Longhouse clearing. Based on, as Roman, you can even at this altitude see where James meant from earlier.
Alright.
The crater is pretty obvious.
That's the giant clearing. That's actually a more clear sign. Going down from top to bottom to see if you a lot want to do anything in while you are kind of waiting for the ship to get there. We're gonna start with Alar, who just muted. Alar, unmute. God damn it, come back.
Okay.
Return. All right. No. What do you? What you want? Did you want to do anything with your about 2 hours of waiting time?
I don't really have anything to do, but Alar hasn't eaten today. So,
Okay. Gonna go find the kitchens and hang out down there.
yep.
All right. So you head down to where Grandpa's cooking for the crew and grabbing bits and snacks as quickly as you can, snagging the food that he tries to grab it and toss into other people's plates. It becomes kind of a game as as the 2 hours go on. All right. We'll be back to you in a moment, Alar. James, you're up.
I will be going into the captain's quarters, setting the new information into a drawer and prepping to write a letter as I'll take my helmet off and sit there, like, going through the basic steps, and then I will also pull out of my bag and just start chewing on some hardtack as a snack, because James hasn't eaten either.
Alright. As you begin to kind of chew on hardtack, staring at the paper, and just kind of contemplating your words, looking over the other letter and how to respond, we'll come back to you momentarily. Alright, Melvin, you're up. Is there anything you'd like to do with these 2 hours aboard the ship while you're waiting for it to go and make a landing?
So in this downtime, Melvin would be drawing out kind of the blueprint to the spider mine that he already built.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just to kind of get the design down. And
Alright, give me a, let's say, an intelligence check just to see how this works.
I do have craft trap making.
Oh, that works too, actually. We'll go with that instead.
Okay.
Holy shit, there you go.
26.
Nice. As you manage to draw out the blueprints, it doesn't take much for you, Melvin, as you kind of sit down at one of the tables down in the dining hall, or the dining area for much of the crew, as well as the sleeping area, to be fair. Finding one of the empty tables as you begin kind of working on some leather with a quill and ink and begin to draw the spider mine itself, kind of making little notes here and there for different changes you could make or what parts are interchangeable. It seems to come out after the full 2 hours almost be a perfect blueprint. It's not just a taser with a saw and a baseball bat, and with the expectations that you'll understand, as it looks to be piece by piece showing how to put this thing together and modify it. Right. But as you begin to kind of go work on this, we will come back to you. All right. And Rollerman, you're flying the ship. Anything you want to do while you're steering?
No.
Fair enough. As you kind of continue to watch, staring off into the horizon, guiding the ship, all four of you find yourselves almost pleasantly surprised by the fact of as you manage to get right below the heavy rain clouds, and no rain seems to come down, no storm seems to output, just the darkness of the clouds themselves seem to be kind of ominous as you continue on your way. As the 2 hours pass almost uneventful, the crew seems to be quite somber and calm, as if expecting something at any moment. Many of them seemingly watching out the windows, some of them staying up above deck. The tension in the air is quite thick as you lot continue. Finally coming to the landing after about the full 2 hours. Rollerman, give me another use magic device just to see how your landing is.
I got you.
Please tell me this will be better than our famous Pierre.
Yeah, of course. Why would
It is better.
As Rollerman easily manages to land now, finding the ship to be almost completely under his control, You come into for a graceful landing, not even managing to touch the ground before the anchor does, easily managing to bring the ship to a comfortable stop as it lays anchor. A large crater where what looks like once was a some sort of building kind of lies and still light smoking. The sounds all around you, most of the forest going slightly quiet, as if the sounds of birds and such almost immediately disappeared as you entered into the forest itself. Though clear for almost 50 feet all around you, as you look about, the inner forest is almost unnaturally dark as you can't seem to manage to see in it.
Alright. How about how far away do you think it is from here?
It was 2 large trees.
Wow.
As James comes above deck, looking out.
I look to the east, which is, I believe, the direction I was told. Yeah, to the east
Yeah.
of it.
Give me a search check.
I'll be giving one too, as James will be walking over looking.
15.
Alright.
Ten.
And just like that, as you look off, James, these trees are massive, and unfortunately, you were born of the stout folk. Even in the airship, you still can't see over the canopy.
Short shit.
As a lark kind of stands next to you, looking over and kind of slightly leaning up on their hind legs a bit. Lar, you spot at first a slight push up of the on the canopy where it's about a few miles, maybe an hour or two's walk maximum, and the smallest, what looks to be tree in the distance that seems to be maybe another day's worth of journey to get there. Seems to be in the distance a tree that almost stands out by itself, easily towering over the many trees around it.
Huh. Alright, well, I have our direction.
How about how far away is it?
2 days, roughly 1 to 2 days in total worth of walking, if you were to walk from where you are to the second tree.
I was more talking about the close one.
Yep.
Oh, first one within about an hour or two of walking.
Yep.
We can check the first one. I doubt that'll be where it is.
Maybe it is. Who knows? Alright, let's go.
I'll lead.
Just disembarking
Howard,
and leaving the crew standing.
No, before leaving, James is gonna look at him. Keep the ship safe. You can raise up a bit if you want. General rule: if we're not back. General rule: wait for us. Give us a couple days. We'll probably be back in a few hours.
Grandpa looks at you and raises his hand and goes, "What happens if someone really strong threatens to kill all of us if we don't leave the ship?"
Your lives are more important. Get everything you can. Get the animals and yourselves off.
I look at our dusk blade. I just kind of look.
Either that or hopefully there are enough people strong enough here to handle it.
He nods.
As I smile at Rain.
Rain is just kind of slightly looking up at the sky, whistling as she's playing with her knife that she's tossing up in the air. But as you lot kind of disembark, are you taking the wagon with you or no?
Wood, they're too thick. Not a safe idea.
Okay. As you disembark with just yourselves in tow, the 4 of you kind of climbing down, well, 6 of you if you count the dove and bat. As,
Well, they can fly. That doesn't count, damn it.
so can Melvin, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't count as an individual.
How far away can they communicate with you guys?
The dove for me.
Yes. Yes.
It does not have a range.
Alright.
Just as far as the dove flies.
Leave it here to watch the ship.
Oh, I was gonna send the dove to check the area before we even got there.
Alright, Melvin, you leave the bat here.
I don't know if the bat wants to go into the cave full of ooze anyway.
Burning fire. Plus, the bat can be sent to find us if something happens, so...
How long
Yeah.
would it take, at a 40-foot fly, how long would it take the dove to get to the first location?
40 foot?
Yeah, 40-foot fly if it's not
about an hour.
regular. I'm gonna send it ahead because I can just kind of watch what it does through like one of my eyes.
Melvin, are you leaving your bat behind at the ship to watch through its eyes, or?
Well, that only is good for up to a mile from mine, so I'll leave it there, but it's not going to be much help.
Well, like I said, can't the familiar find you more easily, too?
You can just make it resummon it.
Yeah.
I believe the familiar only is able to go out to a mile with him. Like, it can't exceed that amount of range.
Might be communication. I think it might be able to go beyond that. You just can't communicate with it after that.
Actually, I'm 5th level now, so it can speak with.
Let's see. It'd be really nice if they just put a note that said at the very top that usually told you, hey, here's how far it can fucking leave from its host. One moment. For those watching the recording, we'll be back in a sec. Alright, so Melvin, you said you want to leave the bat in your room?
Yep, I'll leave it.
Okay.
Locked in the room.
Alright, as you kind of head into, or before you head out of the airship, kind of locking your bat in locking the bat in your room, you shut the door behind you as you see, like, smallest little tear come down the creature's eye as it hangs upside down on the wall, or on the ceiling.
Be right on it.
As you close the door, you hear, you don't hear anything but fluttering for a moment, and then it seems to go quiet as the door shuts. But as you head back up with the party, kind of heading out, the 4 of you, five of you, with the pigeon included, or dove included, you start to head towards the east, following the road. Dove heading ahead, and you're heading it all the way to the first tree.
Yeah, and I'm watching through its eyes.
Alright, give me a spot check. See if you spot anything as you go moving.
I actually get to use its spot, which is higher than mine.
That's helpful.
Plus 7. I didn't roll that. I rolled a 9, but with the plus 7, that's a 16.
16. As you send the creature off, it continues to flutter at top speed, kind of looking about, looking side to side. The creature doesn't seem to panic at any moment that you can tell. Nothing seems to catch its attention as it finally, after about a little quicker than you'd expect, seems to almost get to this massive tree that should have taken 2 days, but it's been 20 minutes, and the pigeon now finds itself fluttering around the same tree you saw moments ago, Lard, in the far distance. As the dove flutters around the tree, it does notice a opening in the roots that slightly glows. As you kind of fly closer by and have the creature kind of zooming up in and out of the thick and heavy roots, mostly stand to be all the way up to 6 feet off the ground. Dove easily intertwining, looking kind of through them and managing to take a quick glance. You see a very structured brick entryway with stairs going down, and what looks to be, just for a moment, a very bright light coming from beneath, as the dove kind of flutters its way back out from beneath the roots.
That's weird for Alar, because even built structures in Alar's thing of their land aren't like nice brick. This is weird. When the dove looks back towards the ship, does it look like they're as far away as I thought originally?
Oh yeah, it looks like it's distant.
Alar will say out loud while we're walking, very confused. Dove reach tree? Like, cocking their head to the side and just very lost.
Well, then maybe it won't be as long of a walk as we thought.
Dove not do that before?
As you continue to walk, moments go by, or minutes go by as you manage to pass about the same amount of time, Laura, as where your dove got to. You see no tree. There's nothing here.
I mean, I can kind of compare and contrast because I can do one eye through the dove, one eye through me. And this is weird.
Mm-hmm. As you continue walking, you lot kind of find yourselves slowly after about an hour, or well, slowly, a decent, or a comfortable place after an hour, finding yourselves at another slight open clearing of about 30 feet with a singular tree that seems to just peek out slightly above the others. This tree, while the rest look to be mostly like of a whitish coloration, this seems to have a almost a bright green bark. What you can see almost immediately as you come closer to the clearing is it looks like the tree itself has been tapped with very thick and very wide tubes of sorts. It looked to be some sort of plant been shoved in and wooden bowls placed at the bottom of the tree collecting some sort of liquid that you can, even from here, slightly hear the trickle of.
Can I recognize what kind of tree this is?
Give me a nature check or knowledge nature. What'd you say as well, Alar?
Does the liquid smell good?
Give me a... We'll call it a constitution check, because I don't have a smell check, so... we'll go with that.
Could I use professional
14.
herbalism to figure out what kind of tree this
Sure,
is?
I'll take professional herbalism. And you said 15, Alar?
I said 14.
14, gotcha. Okay. Give James a second to roll.
5. 9 total, goddamn.
I'm sure average good for you.
Huh?
Average been decent thus far. It's been more random, so I'm fine with it.
James,
I do the same.
as you look, James, you're not familiar with this tree. You've never seen a tree like this before. But Lara, as you take a kind of a smell to the air, the scent that kind of hits you is a very sweet scent, seemingly recognizable for many breakfast items that you've smelled in Dragon's Crown, and many of the other dragon territories. Otherwise, the material doesn't seem to be any sort of threat from this distance.
Alar is sniffing and getting closer to the bowls.
As you all watch, Alar just kind of starts heading towards the center of the clearing.
Do we see the brick thing?
As you look about, you do not. This tree looks to be too small. As kind of looking at the roots, they look to be too thin. There doesn't seem to be any clear holes in the ground as you look about the clearing.
No, it seemed like the tree that was like the first location that we saw.
First location. The tree.
Like
oh,
distance.
yeah. This looks to be the same tree. As you can kind of tell, it looks to barely already only seem to be cusping over the other trees.
Alar, have your dove go through the trees instead of over them. See if it takes a longer time. Maybe some sort of weird magic happening.
I mean, I'll do that. See what happens.
Alar stops staring at the bowl of something that smells good and kind of turns and looks back at you. Alright, as you send the dove back up, are you just fluttering into the air and then going back to where the party is?
Yeah, just through the trees instead of over.
As you try to go through the trees, kind of climbing up, as you finally trying to break through the tree canopy, you find your dove almost running into something that seems to kind of seems solid, slamming into it slightly. The thud almost reverberating through. Even from the distance that the dove is, you lot can hear the slight sound of the thud as if it's echoed for miles.
Weird magic.
Is there any,
like... I look at Rollman because his plant hurt my pet.
Don't blame me, blame the forest.
I blame you.
Okay. Is there... do we know of any information about this forest that explains this weird shit?
So, out of character, none of the players did any research in the town, asked any questions about the forest or anything.
Well, we didn't know the forest was weird.
True. In character, you can either give me a knowledge nature or nature check to see if you can figure out anything about the forest now, but You would not know since you didn't do any active research. There's nothing that comes to mind immediately.
I mean, I was going to be asking questions
The
for,
power of nature.
but then suddenly we got sidetracked with the necromancer quest.
Look, I'm telling you,
I
the
rolled
sap
a
is jogging
21 on a
something.
base intelligence.
Nice.
The sap is jogging something in Alar's head.
You started eating it?
Maybe.
Slurp, slurp the tree juice.
No, no. As you lot kind of looking about for a moment, as looking at the plants, Melvin, the first thing that catches your attention, these plants are moving. Something almost immediately spotted. One of the little flowers you kind of look over towards, you see it's actually pulling its little roots out of the ground and slightly moving over towards the side of the clearing, and seems to be moving away from the central tree that's like has sap pouring out of it. And then you notice that there's a couple of trees that seem to like, you're not sure if they're shifted, but everything slightly looks like it's been moved over to the right just an inch, and it's starting to kind of get your attention. You don't recognize though any of these plants. And you've never heard of anything called such as a moving forest. For Alar and Rollman and James, as you... Actually, we'll go with Rollman and James first. As the two of you kind of look at this and take a second, nothing about this forest kind of catches your attention immediately as unique. It looks to be the same normal trees. It's just an older forest. The trees themselves seeming to be, in some cases, 10 feet thick. This is definitely a forest with great age as you kind of look about, but so are most forests in this day and age. Alar, kind of taking a look at it for a moment, you would recognize a similar effect to what happened back in your slave days, when a lot of individuals would be sacrificed or killed by the dragons around forests. There were many slaves and other gnolls that would report the trees themselves coming alive and moving due to the impact of such a high amount of death around the area.
Alar's kind of slowly backing away to get just... I know we're in a forest, like, the clearing as far away from any tree as possible. Their hair stood up a little bit, and they're kind of just staring around them, freaking out.
Alar, what's wrong?
Trees alive with death.
So we should head back to the ship.
Unsure? No
Thanks,
safe for a
Nathan.
ship in here.
I'm taking that as a less. Yes, let's head back. We can fly to the second tree and see if we can find the spot from there.
This forest is strange.
I'd
Happen
like
at
to
home.
try.
What are you gonna try, Cameron?
Give me fucking keyboard,
Um,
piece of shit. My keyboard's like, like lagging on me.
Well, there's nothing I can really do for them. But if it's alive with death, how do you think I should try to turn the undead away?
You turn entire armies of souls?
Hey, what's your dove's
Never have before.
AC?
The dove, well, it's based on a raven, which is a CR 1/6. It has an AC of 14.
Your raven, as you're looking through it with one eye, suddenly it loses your connection with it.
Oh, Mr. Dove dead.
Yeah, let's head back to the ship.
How'd it die? You know.
You didn't see anything, Alar. The only thing you saw or you heard a quick squeak from the creature as if it tried to cough for one last moment before something seemed to grab it, pull it.
Yep, we are heading back to the ship.
Too late.
Alar, like any good horror character, kind of looking about and looking at the death all around, so it's too late. The shiver down your spine as it hits. almost at the same time, you feel the entirety of the forest get slightly colder and a strange grayish mist beginning to pick up around the ground.
Keep your guard up. We'll just head back.
Everyone, roll me initiative.
Okay.
Let's see what you can, what you want to do with this.
26.
20 for James.
I'm gonna go last again. It's always the case with Alar. Never roll high initiative. Never high enough to beat anyone else in the party. Alright.
You got the me.
Well, don't worry. There's still a chance Melvin rolls lower.
Oh.
I got it.
We didn't want that. Why'd you have to say that?
Yeah, that was mean.
I didn't think I would suddenly become a prophet.
16.
You're not a problem. You're just rude.
Damn, 26. Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
And 20. Alright. Let me roll my two things if my keyboard feels like. There we go. Oh, let's go with this. Don't worry, it's not 2 d20s for their initiative, I promise.
Initiative 35, oh my god.
Alright. Okay. Alright. James, what's your dex?
My dex is +1, but I do have the improved initiative feat from my fighter levels.
That doesn't
Doesn't
matter. Let's let your dex score.
My dex score is 14.
Okay.
It's something tied to. That's why.
Why won't it?
+2, not +1. Sure.
14.
Will you
Doesn't
let
matter.
me hit enter? I would love to edit the initiative, but my fucking keyboard has decided. Give me a minute. I'm gonna just mute for a second.
Mm-hmm. The forest is fighting back. You shouldn't have drunk this up.
Man, unfortunately my keyboard has suddenly taken a quick turn, so I'm gonna go grab my other one. I'll be just a moment.
Also, I didn't eat the sap yet. I was going to.
No, you said maybe.
I said
We didn't-
maybe, but I hadn't gotten to it because I couldn't do
You
it
said,
because we were doing
you said
other
the sap
stuff.
tasted good.
He didn't get to slurp the
No,
sap.
I said it smelled good.
Alright,
I believe you drank it, but alright.
let me see if I can actually get this hooked up real quick. Oh, no momento.
It was not narrated, thus I did not eat the sap, although I'm going to if we survive.
Is that the plan? Alright. Many pause breaks today. I apologize as we have some issues.
Yeah. My dex is 14.
Okay, so your dex is higher. Alright. As we start off the initiative, as you lot kind of stand in this forest about 10 feet apart from each other, kind of somewhat in this, the front of this clearing, Rolliman, as you are the first to react, the mist starting to flow in, the slight chill now running down your spine, the sounds of swooshing and the cracking of bark all around you, every little sound now starting to kind of pick up in your ear as you kind of look about. What are you wanting to do?
That those mist look like sleep mist. Am I gonna go to sleep?
You know what? Well, it's an investigation. We'll call it a search check. Let's see if this is a sleep mist.
Is the mist asleep?
I think the mist is sleeping. 24.
24. As you take a second looking about, it does seem to be some sort of unnatural effect. But you are unsure immediately if it is a sleep spell. It does not seem to be something that is natural, though.
Alright.
Chop down tree.
I will start by using my Sphere of Awakening,
Okay.
which is all eyes are immediately awakened and cured from any sleep, fatigue, or exhaustion effects, and also makes them immune to these effects for 10 minutes.
Okay.
So everyone is now immune to any sleep, fatigue, or exhaustion effect for 10 minutes.
Woohoo!
Okay. God damn it. Alright.
After that, is there no threats or anything right now, or?
You're still in initiative as you pull the orb out, kind of feeling, everyone kind of feeling the sleepiness that was starting to come over you relax and dissipate as you look about. There doesn't seem to be anything immediate to your eye, Rollman, that you see. Nothing seems to be coming towards you, nothing seems to be moving.
I'll just draw my swords and tell everyone move quickly, and I'll start leading the way.
Okay. I'm just checking something. Okay. Alright. As you end your turn, James, you are up as you hear Rollman shout this. What would you like to do?
Well, let me double check something here before I go doing something stupid. Alright, yeah. I don't have to touch for this one. I will start moving forward, and as I do, I will look back and enlarge our great Alar.
What's the distance for it? Because it's touch, right?
Nope, it is range close, 25 feet plus 5 feet every 2 levels, so
Okay.
30 feet.
Yeah, with ease.
And it's lasting for, and it'll last for 3 levels. Alar has been made big.
Alar, you feel as you grow larger, finding yourself kind of increasing up to a size as your body seems to expand, the magic in you seemingly flowing and warming you as you feel your muscles kind of growing stronger.
Just in case something bad does show up, and you're keep Melvin alive. As James will follow Rolliman.
I have been given bodyguard duty.
Okay. As you shout this out and turn to follow Rolliman, who has not technically moved, has just issued orders. But, alright. As you turn and look at Rolliman, ending your turn waiting, creature is up. James. Actually, no,
Yeah.
Rolliman, because you're the one who made the most noise. Rolliman, I need a will save.
Okay. I will go ahead and use Moment of Perfect Mind to make that will save a concentration check.
Okay. I hope you have high concentration.
Better than my will save.
You can actually put ranks into that.
13.
You fail. Alright, roll me a D100.
Okay. Oh, I should say, hold on first before that. Is this a an enchantment?
No. Oh, yes, actually, yes, it is.
That'd be a 15.
Still fails.
Okay.
But I do appreciate you correcting me. Yeah. That's good to know for future, actually.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Nice. Well, I gotta give you something special here.
Well, hopefully a good kind of special, right?
The funny number.
Rolliman,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a choice.
Okay.
Top or bottom.
Oh, that's not much of a choice.
God.
It doesn't matter.
It does in this situation, because this will define on how your next action will be taken.
Top.
Top. Rolliman, you suddenly find yourself extremely attracted to all of the trees around you.
I'm gonna have sex with these trees, gentlemen.
Rolliman, don't fuck the trees.
Oh,
I don't care if they're speaking Vietnamese.
This lasts 10 rounds. So, for your own no. But you do get
Do I
a
get a
will.
save on each round?
No!
What? Oh, what the?
You're just like this
It's
now.
one-
I like trees.
Technically, it's one fail, that's it.
Okay.
Can it
Alright.
be broken if someone hits him?
It is a spell, so technically, yes, dispel will still work. At least that's what you think. Alright, as you find yourself, you also, I will note, find yourself unable to navigate this forest now, as a side effect.
Okay.
Meaning you will always find yourself back inside it, regardless of even if you are led to the exit.
Good thing our ship's in the forest.
Right? That ends their turn as they... Oh, actually, wait, hold up. No, actually, never mind. I can still smack y'all. Perfect. James, you moved. You're up.
Hit me.
That's the plan. And I do get 2 attack... Oh, no, I don't. Because I already used one. Or 2, yeah, never mind. 32 to hit for the first one.
Okay, yes, you hit me. Jesus.
For the second one, it's a 16. I rolled really bad.
That dinks.
Alright. As the tree roots come flying out of the ground, the first one kind of slashing into you, you feel as the creature pierces into your side, I rolled ass, and slashes into through the armor, managing to leave a small hole in your side as it pulls back into the ground. As the second one comes up, kind of more ready now, looking down at the ground, you manage to move to the side, allowing the armor to dink it off, and watching as the root goes kind of flying and drops into the ground.
Damage reduction on this.
You do. You get 2 damage or 3 damage reduction, I believe.
Yep.
Thus ending its turn. That's not there, so we're good. Alar.
Hey.
As you
So I've
look
seen
around.
this happen in the forest before.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you said.
Yeah, you've seen basically like wherever there have been like big battlefields after like massive slave raids or like slave rebellions have been put down, the trees around will come to life and just start attacking and killing everything around them.
Okay, so it is specifically the tree. I was making sure Alar wouldn't know if it was like some creature controlling the tree.
It's most often plants is what trees are just the most common scene because they are so large.
I'm gonna look at the tree that just stabbed James. How far away is it?
The roots came from underground. You didn't see what tree. None of them seem to be moving.
Yeah, but like the roots are gonna be pointed, and I can probably follow it back to the tree.
It seems to be eastward.
Then we'll walk over there and find which one's shaking.
Are you just gonna start chopping the first tree?
Jesus.
One of the trees got to be moving a little bit for the roots to move. It's gonna shake a little bit or something. We'll find out.
As you walk over, I'll tell you what. Give me a search check. We'll call it investigation. See if you notice, if you catch any of them seemingly like shoving more roots in.
18. Who's bobbing and jiving?
You find when you kind of like walk another 10 feet over to the east. Now on just the edge of the clearing itself. You count at first 1, 2, 4, 6. There could be hundreds of trees alive and moving. Whatever one just did it, you can see there are at least 4 others right directly in front of you that are also shoving their roots straight into the ground and do it seemingly moving.
Do I know if the trees are when this happened last time are sentient? Like to the point of like conversation, understanding.
Give me a knowledge nature or nature check. I'll take either.
Okay.
If only had a druid.
I know, right? The time to have a druid.
This is the fight Ned was built for.
16.
16.
I'd like to cast Summon Ned.
Right. 16.
This is the fight that Ned turns to the dark side.
Kills the trees. They come with the trees, kill the people. As you kind of take a second to think for a moment, Alar, managing to dodge in and out of little roots kind of flying out, trying to poke and grab at your feet to bind you to the ground, you remember for a moment the trees themselves seemingly didn't communicate. It seemed to be almost always that the trees were burned down, though shaman teachings would have taught you that these trees can be reasoned with. These are souls that are angry, that they have been, their lives have been put to an end before they could complete what they wanted to. Most often it was commonly believed that those who inhabit the trees are those who have more of a wish to see their families go on and live a happy life and to watch this happen in a sense, given that trees are very long-lived typically.
Would it be common for the trees to understand whatever language of the people that died there? Is that the...
That's the question. So most, from your perspective, you, Knowles would believe that would be the case, is that they can understand it. Game mechanic-wise, I won't answer that yet, but yes, from your people's perspective, yeah.
I'll speak Draconic. Shaman Alar would like to negotiate, not here to hurt anybody.
And that's how you end your turn?
Yeah, I feel like if I swing, it's gonna make everything worse.
Alright. As you kind of say this, looking about the trees, expecting faces or something to kind of give some sort of confirmation, nothing seems to happen. As you end your turn, Melvin, looking about, you're standing in this clearing. 10 feet to either side of you is trees. You've got Roloman, Alar now 10 feet away from you, but Roloman and James within 5 feet. No cart, no wagon, just you on foot. What would you like to do?
Well, I am going to turn towards the now much larger Alar, and I will reach down and wave my wand of bull strength.
Oh no!
Oh God!
All right, I get to use magic device, or no?
No, he has.
That's because you can cast it. Yep, never mind. All right. As the spell kind of begins to flutter out, a charge is used up as you kind of pull the wand off your belt and wave it about. Alar, you feel suddenly a rush of strength as your muscles seem to grow even larger, your body feeling as if it's expanding. You feel like you could tear these trees out with your bare hands now.
I'm huge with a 24 in strength.
I was going to say it's a +4 in case you needed to know.
Yeah, I have a 24 now. I'm built from top to bottom.
I can go further.
As you wave your wand, Melvin, standing there now, you watch as Alar grows. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
And then I will, like, lift my hand and ready a spell.
Okay.
But unless I feel like we're in extreme danger, I'm not going to do it quite yet.
Extreme danger is you getting stabbed, correct?
Yeah, us looking or seeming like we're going to die.
Okay.
Any of us getting stabbed. Got it.
So anyone almost dying, alright. Roloman, we run up to the top of the order. You're up, my man.
These trees look hot.
These trees are hot.
Damn. But I got a job to do.
You do have a job to do, and you are a man who swore an oath and a responsibility.
All right.
You feel bad about killing the trees.
By the trees.
Oh, are you running?
Nope, I have to quell my lust, and I will start walking in the direction of the ship.
As you
I am a strong-willed man.
You try to put anything out of your head of these trees in lingerie as it like flashes through your head, trying to focus on chairs, but now the chairs are sexy.
Oh, damn it.
He imagines peeling the bark himself off the tree.
As you have every druid's fantasy at 12 years old, you start to walk down the road. What's your walking speed?
35.
Sorry, I'm just imagining a kid, like a young druid, getting like a book called Playbark and just trees and lingerie.
Oh. Man,
it's exotic kinds of
trees. That's how Ned was born.
No.
Kinds of trees not from their land. It's just exotic trees. So,
these exotic woods could be yours for if you just dial 1-800.
Hey, we're not kink shaming. We're not kink shaming here.
Yeah, as we're not kink shaming. If you're into trees, you're into trees. I just think it'd be funny if they make if we make a magazine called Playbark now for the book. We'll consider that later. Anyways, as you head, kind of start walking, using your full walking movement speed, you head down the road, kind of trying not to focus on anything but the dirt path in front of you as the trees begin to move, the forest itself seemingly coming to life. Alright.
Yeah, that's my turn.
James, you watch as Roloman seems to be like kind of shouting out orders, turning, and then you just hear the whispers of "Don't think sexy thoughts, don't think sexy thoughts."
Trees, don't fuck the trees.
Oh man, that one has.
I'm just gonna. I know I heard what Alar said, and I'm just gonna say in Draconic cycling through languages as I walk as well. I don't want to hurt anything here. It's no harm's meant to be done here. We're here to get rid of some slimes that are in a cave. Cycling through his languages.
Okay. I wasn't gonna mention that for a reason.
I appreciate you mentioning that for a reason. Does that end your term, James?
They're fire-based, so I don't think the forest would like the slimes, but...
You're an idiot.
So, that ends your turn as you're trying the different languages? To see if they respond. Okay.
As I walk forward.
Towards Roloman?
Yep.
Okay, I assumed as much. As you kind of take a second, you watch as the trees seem to almost pause as Roman continues to walk away. James, you start kind of turning and heading after Roman. Another 30 feet, right? Or is it 25 for you?
I knew 45 feet.
Oh, that's right, 45 feet.
Calorium.
Because of the calorium. As you kind of start jogging with the calorium boots, you manage to catch up to Roman with ease. And as you do so, you kind of see as he's kind of got his eyes closed, just focusing his head down, and seems to be like it's going in a straight line. There is no interpretation here. As it does so, James, you feel as the creature once again is going to do this. I need a will save from James.
You're good, those. Better than I am.
Yeah, 18.
18. You
Wait,
fail.
is this from a magic effect?
This is what do you mean?
Spell?
This is a spell,
Or
yes.
spell-like? That'd be a 20 then.
You still fail, just barely. Give me a D100 roll. If you roll a 69, I swear to God, I'm making you fuck a tree.
Come on.
I will gladly fuck a tree.
Wait, what?
Come on, do it. Do it. Oh.
Finish point roll.
Go on.
1D100. 83.
As you kind of try to focus your mind, you find yourself your head beginning to swim. As it does so, you find yourself almost sprinting now at top speed as you run past Roloman. Almost fear in the back of your mind as everything is trying to kill you from behind. You know that there is some dark force ready to grab your legs, James, and pull you back into the darkness to kill you.
I'm leaving, guys.
But as the creature that ends its first thing, the creature is going to start to stab Alar, as Alar is standing right in front of it. And you are the closest within range. Wow. So that is a 17 and a 21.
Both miss.
Or 20, sorry. Alright. That's its first thing. It's not moving.
Did it just do a spell thing to?
Technically that's a free action. When it gets used. 20. It says a nat 20 for 34.
Well, nat 20, so it doesn't really matter what the modifier is.
True. Let's roll to see if I crit. That's a fucking 4. Even with modifier, that's 18, which I don't think is your AC. No. Alright, so as the creature stabs at you, the roots coming up, only managing to successfully land the one hit. The roots seem to manage to, the roots kind of slamming into you the first time, managing to easily bat them away, Alar, as you kind of stare at the trees, trying to figure out why these creatures are so angry and what's causing the problems. Kind of focusing in on this for a moment. The roots coming out, easily pushing the second away, but as the last one comes smashing into you, you feel as one of the roots manages to stab through your hand and then pull away, causing a clear hole into your hand. As the root pulls, the blood kind of soaking into the root itself as it pulls itself underground once more.
And you heard James yell, "I'm leaving."
Alright, ending its turn. I had to double check something. Alright, and that's that. Lar, you are up.
I pat the tree. I say I understand your pain. And then, DM, I just need to know, did a 26 hit?
Betrayal.
Oh, as you whisper into its tree ear, trying to calm it,
Sorry.
relax it.
A 28, my apologies.
That hits, yeah.
Yeah.
enlarged,
Yeah, I know.
full strength.
Yeah, I know.
You feel as the great axe slams into the tree, cutting it, and you all hear as the entire forest begins to screech out, screaming at a high-pitched noise as it does. I need a fortitude save from all of the party members, as it takes that damage.
A spell? Is this a spell or spell-like effect?
No.
Okay.
This is an enchantment.
No, this is an ability.
Okay.
24.
Success?
I'm good at fortitude saves. It's my one thing.
Success for
19.
James.
Okay.
25.
Success for Olaman. Surprisingly, Melvin, you just barely made it.
Oh,
Nice.
As these screams kind of continue going off, you see creatures in the like small woodland creatures as like hares and such that seem to kind of diving out into the main road and start running. Their ears kind of tucked down as they seem to scamper off through the forest and out down the main trail. The forest seems to quiet down as after the first swing as Alar pulls out their axe, quieting the tree itself as the roots seem to move. You haven't moved, Alar.
I'm swinging again.
Oh yeah.
Lars about to beat
chop the tree down.
to death.
I tried to negotiate. Nat 20.
Oh fuck. All right, roll.
The tree.
Let's see. Roll a confirm.
I'll do confirmation over here. Let's see. Confirmation. Well, that's a 27. I don't get the nat 20, but
20. Wait,
also-
the 12 with it. That's you have a 17
Well, 'cause-
modifier.
yeah, because I rolled it with the.
That's a crit.
Yeah.
Also, the negative levels that's going to be taking.
Oh, it's already taken 2. It gets 2. It's fucking already taken 1 because it gets 1 every hit.
Mm-hmm.
Just know this is going to hurt.
As you slash in with a sun, pulling out the axe, angrier than ever, you with both hands on the axe coming down and cleaving through, you feel as that the axe seems to cut through the tree like butter, cutting it clean in half as you manage to go from the core to the outside of it within seconds. The tree once again screaming. I do need a fortitude save from everyone once more. Yes, this happens every time you do damage to it.
I'm gonna keep fucking stabbing it.
I think that tree might be dead.
21.
21 success, 18 success, 25 success, 16 success. As you lot manage to kind of continue to cover your ears, Alar, you watch as the tree that you just cut down starts to lean over and fall. The wood turning from a the whitish color to a blackened coloration, completely almost as if it's been charred. As the leaves seem to fall down and off, the sap kind of coming out as this red splattering as it does as you look about.
And after that, I say out loud, "May you rest in peace."
All right.
One way of doing it.
Alar ending their turn, standing over at Melvin. You're up.
All right.
Melvin, you heard James say run.
Or
Yeah, I'm going to start floating back towards James, or not floating, walking.
Mm-hmm.
I have legs now. I can do that.
One leg kind of drags as you semi-float, semi-walk.
And then once I move, again, I'll have my hand raised with the spell prepared.
Okay.
In case I need to use it.
Okay. As you
or fire's the only answer.
Is it? Roman, you're up. The trees are still attractive.
Damn, that moan was pretty crazy. It did twice.
2 moans in quick succison.
Yeah.
It's really
Damn,
tempting
you.
you.
Must be jealous that you can't make a moan
Roland,
like
you're
that.
doing something right.
Did I see James just fucking book it?
Yeah, you could see James as
If
he
I'm
just
at my
suddenly
full run
ran
speed,
past
I'm
you.
going like 90 feet.
Yeah, you can hear as his armor kind of clanks past you. It doesn't take you much to figure out who that was.
Oh shit. James, head in the right direction, please.
I am.
Alright,
Not turning around though.
I'll keep going.
Keep going, close it, keeping your eyes down, moving your full 45 feet, or 40 feet?
35.
35. As you move the 35 feet and then another 35 feet forward, managing to catch back up to James, as you see him looking up at, or look over, the trees themselves seemingly kind of closing in around the trail as you look about for a moment, Rollman. And as you close your eyes once more, you hear the pounding sounds from behind you. As something sounds like it's heavy and coming in this direction. The ground's starting to slightly rumble.
Alright. I would like to... Hold on. I can take the defense action or whatever. Or like, not total defense, but like,
You're taking a defensive stance?
it's a fucking... Give me a second.
That's just giant alarm. There's nothing to be afraid of.
I'm very afraid. I'm leaving.
While you're googling that, we're gonna move on. You can type it in the chat once you get it. Alright, no worries. James, as Rollman begins to prepare a defensive action, kind of watching about, as he kind of comes jogging up behind you and manages to catch up with you, you now stand, you kind of, I assume, slightly looking back, seeing Alar chopping down a tree and seeing Melvin kind of chasing after you.
Yeah, I see this. I'm not staying here, though. I am terrified for 9 more rounds. But because he decided to approach me, I'm enlarge, and then taking off 45 more feet.
You cast Enlarge on Rolleman? Alright.
Yep.
Rolleman, you feel your size grow larger. Your want for these trees now more able to be within your grasp.
No, why have you done this?
Rolleman, the temptation has grown stronger.
Rolleman, embrace the tree. I think that's what
I
they
can't.
want. I think it's what they want.
Alright, and as James
As
moves... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here.
Alright, as you continue jogging, running off as fast as you can, ending your turn. Alar, you've caused a problem. I need you to make a will save.
You have to fuck the trees too, sorry.
I don't want to fuck the trees.
Too bad.
Why would I fuck the trees?
I don't know.
I'm a shaman. I'm supposed to talk to the trees.
And they're speaking Vietnamese.
Oh, I have a +7. Oh shit. 25.
25. Congratulations, you do succeed.
You don't Alar's mind. This is my mind.
As you manage to keep your mind feeling the thoughts kind of cloud, or your brain beginning to cloud, as if something like almost a haze was coming over it, you manage to kind of shake yourself clear of it. As the tree, like a face on one of the trees seems to appear, smiling at you, and as you kind of seem to clear the haze away, the smile seems to suddenly turn to a frown as the reddish blood starts to come out like tears raining down the face of the tree itself. And as that's its free action, it's now going to start stabbing Alar as the trees have realized Alar might be a problem. Also, I'm typing in general. Give me a minute.
My tree is angry. Just wanted to put trees to rest.
And as
Do
I'm
I
not
see the
moving,
terrifying face on the tree?
give me a spot check. Oh man, please tell me.
Was that one?
That was a nat 1 on the first one. With the second one's so I'm back to the nat 1 in a second. Ooh, 17. You do see that, Melvin. You do see the face kind of turn for a moment and seemingly staring at Alar for a second as it seems to change its expression at the realization of its failed effect. As you kind of look at it and see this, so that's a 30 to hit for the second, and the third. Give me a second. I'm trying to do math here in my head quickly.
Are these trees technically one creature, or they're just thousands of separate creature trees trying to stab me right now?
That's a good question.
22.
So my two of ones are 30 into 22. Either of those hit?
Only the 30 hits.
Okay. Let me roll for
Well,
that
I
down
ask
one.
because mechanically for the negative levels is why I ask.
To answer your question, these are individualistic creatures.
Oh, I'm so dead.
Oh yeah.
James did scream run.
That's
so
a
you did
13 on the
something
net
there.
one, thankfully, so I only get the one hit. D4 plus 9. That is 14 points of bludgeoning damage, or piercing damage, as the claws or the roots of these trees kind of come stabbing into you once more. Alar managing to easily dodge the first strike with as the same to almost come out, trying to sneak up and attack you from below. You manage to step on it and kick it away, but as you do so, a second comes catching you on the shoulder as it tries to burrow a hole, pulling away as you watch as the other two, seemingly coming from the same area, manage to easily swat them away. The tree behind the one you had just cut down seems to grow a face as well, now having two of them staring at you.
Alara understands what must be done to release you.
Leaving and we're lighting the place on fire from the air.
Alar, you are up, funny enough.
I take out my bundle of alchemist fire.
Oh my god.
I look straight at the face and I say, "You shall be freed," and I'm gonna smash the fucking my 5 alchemist fires against the side of the tree.
Oh no.
Starting a forest fire.
Let me check something real quick. Let's see. How
Creatures
fast?
creatures be free.
Okay, so this is a range touch attack. So go ahead.
Add that next.
Yeah, let's see what I can do. So with Dex, which I think is a +3, that's a 22.
I'd be shocked if you missed. That hits.
Kind of hard to hit.
Roll a
Not
d6 of for fire damage.
Well, d6 for each, right?
You can go ahead and just roll it. I'm gonna multiply it by each tree. Okay. You watch as the alchemist fire kind of begins to light the bark, or the outer bark on fire of the trees, kind of turning them from the whitish color to the blackish color. But as it does so, the trees, the faces that you can see on the two seem to slightly shift from the frowning face back to a smiling face as the trees seem almost unaffected. The bark now on fire, and you have just created a blazing, burning tree that doesn't seem to be bothered.
Souls must be free. I shall free the soul.
I don't know if they want to be free.
As the fire is going to spread every round, I will roll how many trees it spreads to. But go ahead and is there anything else you'd like to do, Alar? As you splash the, you said you're going to splash all 5 of the alchemist fire.
Yeah, I had them in a little bundle.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah. Other than as you toss your bundle at these creatures and they seem to be unaffected, is there anything else you'd like to do now that the trees are seemingly going up in flame, but smiling at you?
I'm drinking my mystery potion.
Oh no.
The purple healing potion.
Oh, I remember. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, healing potion. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
I'm to find out what it does.
Well, you think so? 1, 2, 3. Well, all right. Give me a second. Give me a d6 roll real quick for the first part.
D6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, what's the thing? There we go. 6.
Alright. Give me a d9. Or sorry, a
D9.
d10. My apologies.
I was gonna say, like, that's a
rare
weird.
D9.
It's a rare creature. A 1.
Alright.
One good, one bad. Who knows?
Alright, give me a d20. Well, that's the last part to see what happens.
Hopefully you roll
Yeah,
good numbers.
mystery potion.
Nothing bad can happen, right?
8.
Chug, chug, chug.
Well, I wasn't expecting for this. But as you begin to down your the potion, you heal for, well, actually, we'll roll for your healing in a sec. Give me a oh no. Give me a ranged touch attack real quick.
Range touch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I realized
I
something.
believe in D20. 18.
Give me a D3.
A D3. Well, I have to roll that here. I can't roll that anywhere else.
Now,
You don't say you don't have
One.
a degree?
you heal for
No.
2 points of health, but as you do so, you begin, as soon as you drink the potion, feeling this like slight cold kind of come over you, freezing your body as the fire kind of seems to almost be unaffected. You open your mouth to kind of go to belch, and as you do so, a ray of frost goes exploding out of your mouth towards the creature, causing it to take 2 points of damage.
Put out the fire!
It's weak to cold.
As the face seems to turn to a frown as the frost on it kind of comes across it, and the tree seems to almost slightly, its roots kind of go up to protect itself, kind of taking as much of the frost as it can. Thus, ending that, I assume. Olar, is that your turn?
Yep.
Alright. As you belch out this frost, Melvin, you watch as Olar kind of turns, throwing the alchemist fire, watching the tree seemingly unfazed for a moment, and then belching out frost as it goes to guard its face with roots to try and avoid the cold damage. You seemingly, these trees seem to be afraid of cold.
Gotcha. That does really no good for me, so I'm just gonna make my way back to the rest of the group.
Alright. Continuing, at this point, are you still doing your defensive spell reaction, or are you, full movement?
Considering fire did not bother them, no.
That wasn't intentional to pick on you. I picked these out earlier. I'm sorry. By the way. As you kind of start jogging towards James and Rollman, using your full movement speed, you manage to catch up with the two of them. As they seem to be kind of James seems to be kind of watching back, looking at Alar, who seems to be fighting and swinging to no end, while at the same time seemingly watching all the trees around to see if any move within. Rollman, eyes closed, trying to think any other thoughts than the fact that these trees are attractive.
Don't want the trees.
He's got his defenses up, ready to. He's heard something coming at him.
Yeah, as you get ready and in your turn, Melvin, unless there's anything else you wanted to do as you catch up to the other two.
No.
Okay.
Just be like, Rolliman, why are you looking at that sapling like that?
I'm trying not to.
That one's under a hitch.
Rollman, as you say this, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Brace. Walk forward more.
Alright. Continuing to charge. At this point, you can see your ship clearly in the clearing. Only about 50 feet in front of you now. It is not far. As you manage to get running after it, running towards it. You manage. I think you can with your 35. If you run, that would be 4 times or 3 times because you're in heavy. Are you
not
in
heavy?
No, you're not. So 4
He's
times.
not
I'm
heavy.
in light.
That's right. As you go sprinting towards the ship, managing to catch up with it, the you see as the others seem to be kind of like sitting about, relaxing. Much of the crew lounging on the top deck as you come running out of the forest. Grandpa kind of waving towards you as you come out and kind of come sprinting over.
Forest, evil, very sexy. Oh, fuck. Oh, this ship's made of wood, too. Oh, no.
I will say, you're not attracted to the ship. No worries.
Okay.
Yeah, just these
Oh,
trees.
thank God.
Yeah, you're good. Not all wood.
Zebril is here. Should we fill him in on what he's
No,
seen watching
no,
the
we will not.
show?
I'm
Alright.
glad I didn't hear what I said.
Roman, as you make it to the edge of the ship, Grandpa just kind of looks down at you, and you hear from Rain the last comment go, I always knew he was into wood. As James, you are up, you watch as Roman goes charging out of the forest and towards the ship, managing to get around it.
Back to Alar. Get to the ship, and then I am booking it. That's 3 times.
As you go running,
135 feet.
managing to get to the ship and climb on ahead of Rollman, you manage to climb up without much of an issue. The crew kind of helping you up and looking at you kind of with confusion. Grandpa looking towards the forest with fear. seeing Melvin kind of on the edge of the forest with roots kind of slamming down on the ground and no signs of Alar behind him. Alright, as that ends your turn, James. Now, Alar, I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
Do you want to fight this to the end, or would you like me to put you out of your misery?
I have a way out of this.
Okay, alright. And the creature is going to go ahead and use its ability again, because it gets it every action, or every round. I need another will save from you.
Yeah.
So you're the only one left here.
That's even higher than the last one. 24?
24. You managed to succeed with ease, managing to keep your mind. Melvin, as you hit the edge of the forest, one of the trees seemingly comes to life, and its roots start flaring out at you. As it does so, it's going to use 2 of these as it's not moving. The first one is a 17, and the second one is a 28.
I don't think you can miss them.
Both of them hit.
Okay. 4 plus 18 to make that easy. That is 25 points of damage. Wow, I rolled badly.
I'm down.
Oh!
How are you down? Hold
He's
on.
a wizard. He doesn't have much health.
That's
Melvin,
my
you have-
exact health.
Melvin,
You have a
you
D6?
see...
Wait, you have D6s for health.
Wizards have D4.
They have D4s.
Oh, D4s.
Yeah.
Oh.
Melvin, as you see James and Rollman running off, the sight of the trees well within your reach, the feeling of the fact that you've escaped kind of rushing through your mind. As you take a step forward out of the trees, you feel as a root goes right through your chest. Pull it as it does so, dropping you to the ground. Staying in your dwarven form as you drop, you find yourself on the ground as the root pulls out and pulls back into the ground. Grandpa seeing this... I'm gonna roll something.
Bitch.
Okay. Nothing happens. As the tree is going to use the rest of its attacks to go after, Alar. Ah, hi. Well, that fucking sucks to be whoever's in general. They better fucking hope that it's not there.
It is there.
That's
It's
their
here.
fucking problem. I blame Levidos. Alright, so for Alar, that is... 26. Let me see, I can't add on my head quickly. With odd numbers. 33 and 17.
Only the 33 hits.
Okay. As the creature seems to slam its... Oh, 14, damn. As the creature slams its roots into you once more, the first 2 easily being batted away, as if you were expecting, but as the third one sneaks up behind you, you feel as it stabs you in your shoulder, ending its turn. That's not there. So, Alar, you are up.
When it stabs me, I fade out of existence. I'm invisible.
Okay, I will note, your blood is not. You will leave
Yes,
a
it is.
trail. Because after it gets out of a certain range...
Anything that is yours, my blood included, because your body turns invisible within 10 feet of you is invisible.
Okay, so
Or
yeah,
invisible.
so the 10 feet...
My
okay.
blood is invisible until I'm 10 foot away from it. At that point, I'm not there anymore.
Oh, that's fair. Alright.
I move silently to not make any noise out of here.
Roll move silently. I have a feeling Alar was nearly dead.
I am not. I just don't want to be here to fight 1,000 trees. I'm not going to win. 25.
25. As you manage to kind of quietly move away, unfortunately, they do have tremor sense.
I'm going to climb the tree.
I feel like they
I
might sense you climbing them.
you already decided
but
you
it finds
committed
its
to
roots, motherfucker. I
you
want
co-
to see its roots all the way to the top of its own tree.
you did commit to stepping away, so it does get an opportunity attack. That's a
Oh,
now.
hey.
What?
Hey,
wow.
Kill yourself, tree.
Gilly.
No. As the tree kind of goes, that root coming towards you expectingly, you just kind of slightly move out of the way, kind of lean your body weight to the other side of your footing and manage to watch as the tree may have tremor sense, but doesn't have tremor understanding, clearly. As the root goes wide of you and kind of pulls back.
through. He just
Okay, tree battles.
You do now with that have the ability to move. Or are you going to try and climb the tree?
Up a tree.
You're going to try and climb the tree. That will be you do know that's okay. All right.
Yep.
Give me a climb check.
Oh. They fight with their roots. If I go high up, the tree can't fight back.
Until the whole tree.
Why couldn't you just run? You're the fastest out of all of us.
I hope you have a plan by next round here, because I'm gonna be honest, you won't live through after past next round, Alar.
Up tree.
All right, let's see what your climb check is.
22.
22. As you manage, how high are you going? Are you going to like the tree top?
Far up as I can. Yeah.
As you start climbing on the closest tree to you, managing to get your claws into it, pulling yourself up, you feel you can see the reddish sap kind of pulling out of it. As you climb to the top of it, managing to poke your head up above the tree line, that massive tree you had seen earlier, you realize now as you look out is 30 feet down the road from you, and coming quick.
I am one with nature.
Are you?
As you end your turn staring at that tree, Melvin, give me a death saving throw.
If I'm going to die, I'm going to die fighting this giant tree.
Oh, alright, first failure. I'm required to offer. You technically have 2 actions. Would you like to make a second death saving throw, or would you like
that's
to...
okay.
Okay.
That's
I always will ask. Rollerman.
What?
Trees are still sexy as fuck. There's a massive tree coming. As you can kind of see it over the side of the ship as you climb up. I assume you're climbing up at least?
Onto the ship?
Yeah. As you climb up onto the ship, coming to where you can manage to see the massive tree seems to be getting closer. At this point, estimating you've probably got maybe 10 minutes before that tree gets here.
Someone find the others. We gotta get out of here. Oh my god.
James is already on the ship.
As you see the
I'm
extremely
pretty sure
sexy
you
tree.
just watched a hole get put through my chest.
As you look
James
down,
did.
seeing, yeah, James did.
That was sexy.
Technically, Rollerman was on the ground. He was behind the ship, so he didn't see it. He just see, as you look down, Rollerman, you do see the like laying there corpse of Melvin, just kind of completely in a pool of blood.
Damn, he got fucked by a tree. Wish that could be me. No, can't think of that. No, stay on the ship.
Rollerman focuses his mind nets towards the helm, ridding himself. Alright, is there anything else you'd like to do, Rollman?
No.
Okay, James, you are up.
I gotta save at least one of the crew. I'm off.
Are you jumping off the
drag
side of the
him
ship, or are you climbing down?
I'll slide down the rope so that it's a little faster, but not,
Okay.
you know,
Give me a tumble check.
me. Oh, god damn it.
We're gonna see if you can make it to the
tumbling.
ground.
He'll make it to the ground, all right. On 2 feet, maybe not.
No,
You
God.
might not be at 2 feet.
I rolled 1 for each foot.
And just like that, as you take 1 step, then 2 step, and you smile thinking you're going to be a hero, you find yourself like Wile E. Coyote about 2 steps off the side of the ship, looking down, realizing you're not holding anything. As you go plummeting towards the ground, slamming into it, face first in the dirt. You don't take any damage, but you do
You're
find
fine.
yourself knocked prone.
I'm using full movement to stand up and go grab him and pull him back, so...
Let me double
Moving as
check.
fast as I can.
I think prone
I think
takes
do
all
you
of
lose
your
all
movement.
The turn, or is it just like movement and then you can use your action? To
Give me a moment.
Or-
Standing up, it's the most equivalent action that. Yeah, so no, you doesn't. It's as far as it goes, prone is still the same. So you will still have your movement. You have to use your movement to move past it. So, all right, as you stand, that ends. Unfortunately, your movement there. Well, actually, that'd be that'd be 1 action. No, that's fair. You could, yeah, that'd be okay. I see what you're saying. All right, never mind. Yeah. As you kind of pick
Dude, I
yourself
have
up,
45 feet of movement, so I should be able to get within a 5-foot reach of him.
managing to kind of picking yourself up using an action and then running after him, you manage to get over towards Melvin as he is laying on the ground, a hole in the center of him, not breathing, and in a pile, or in what looks to be a very thick puddle of red blood.
I can't heal him right now. I don't have anything else to do, but I'm going to save you. Don't worry.
Oh, you're about to hate me for this one. James, as you end your turn, I need a will save.
Is this a spell? Or spell-like effect?
This is a spell.
Oh, James.
Motherfuck!
James, roll me a D100.
69.
Become afflicted.
I was already afflicted.
What
Yep.
if he
You're
gets a
double
96?
afflicted.
What if he gets a 96?
94.
Oh, that's close.
Oh, James. James, you suddenly feel like you have to kill Melvin. You have to attack the nearest creature, living or dead, till there's no more of it.
Is there a tree closer to me?
No, you are standing right
You're
over
standing
Melvin.
over
You
Melvin.
think it's the end of your turn, huh?
It's the end of your turn, and that is its free action, as far as it goes. The tree itself is going to use its 4 attacks onto James because it can't reach. Unfortunately, Alar now.
See? The tree was smart. I climbed.
So that is. Give me a moment.
You didn't roll very
22, 23, 17, and 22.
None of those hit. They
As
dinked off of me.
You manage standing over there, staring down at Melvin, the rage in your mind, the anger in your heart, kind of crossing with the need to run away from the edge of this forest with everything you have, as you feel the fear kind of enveloping around you. Both these feelings kind of clashing at yourself. You feel as your armor just kind of feels slightly rattled, not even registering that you've been attacked, thus ending the tree's turn. The tree had feelings; it'd be quite hurt right now. Unfortunately for Alar, the Grand Ent does now come within range. I need a will save from Alar.
You run 3 times.
I shall battle the tree. 26.
26. As you manage to barely succeed, you manage to keep your mind as the creature goes to moving over towards you, using its 30-foot movement. It only gets 1 attack, which unfortunately for you is still 2 d20s. That is with
No hits.
21 and a 28.
You do still need to roll concealment.
What?
To hit me. For invisibility.
If you're...
Oh, my bad.
invisible,
Yes, my
you have total
apologies.
concealment, so you have a 50% chance to miss.
Yeah, that's just a 20 straight up.
Coin flip chance of miss.
That is 5. So on the lower end, I'll say that's a miss for that.
Yes, because only one of those hit anyway, so I'm assuming that's the one that was going to hit. I'm going to fight the big tree, boys.
I wouldn't fight the big tree, that'd be a bad idea.
As you
thinking
manage
the
to
big
kind of stay inside the tree, dodging from, kind of like dodging the roots coming swinging up at you. The tree seemingly aiming at anything or at just random as the roots go flying around. You manage to easily stay away, seeing them go madly going past you, hitting into the tree as splinters go flying about the air. All right.
It's killing its own kind.
It's going, as far as it goes, since it's technically got its special action now, and it can only do this once, it's going to now toss its glitter fire ooze everywhere. And unfortunately, this is a random effect. So, Alar, roll me a D100. If we roll the same thing, you get hit.
If we roll the same thing on a D100,
Yep.
1%
This
chance.
is a risk.
I mean, it's 1% chance. So.
It is
if
one.
I roll 23 now, Let's say
As
if I roll
you
22.
watch these oozes go flying about the forest, kind of flowing as they glitter through the light, bits of sunlight that sparkle through the dark clouds. They seem to land all about the entirety of the area and begin to ignite with bright fire that begins to kind of slightly give almost an unnatural glow to the shadows in the area, causing the entirety of you all to be now at a slight disadvantage. So you have a -2 on your attacks. So does any other creature that relies on sight.
So,
What is
Cameron, I
this
gotta
effect?
ask, why do you have to mention we were here to kill the glitter fires?
Didn't know this would happen.
That ends its turn. Olar.
You said big tree moved 30 feet. Is it within 5 feet of me?
Yeah. Well, 10 feet technically, 5 feet directly from you, 10 feet below you to get to
I
him,
can
unless you
reach
want to
10
jump.
I can reach 10. I'm size huge.
I mean, yeah,
can
you can reach him, but I'm saying you're hanging on to the side of the tree and, like, stabbing him, basically. Or stabbing
I
him.
lift my lumberjack axe. I
Oh.
want this tree.
He's cutting the tree down, guys.
Okay.
I want this
No.
tree.
If Alar does it, Alar does it. I have to wrestle with running away or killing this child.
think you're
Yeah,
killing
you
the child.
do.
Not gonna lie, you're gonna pull out that hammer and bash its head in.
Let's see. I have to do calculation. I have from the strength. I think my strength buff and that even each other out back to +13. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you just get
they
both
do.
by increased range, and you have lower AC.
31 to hit.
31 hits.
Since I'm not invisible now anyway, because I hit, I just start screaming, "Lumberjack Alar!"
The last words that will be heard from this great hero.
24 damage.
24 damage as you, and that's slashing, Kurt?
Yes.
Okay. As you slash into the creature, feeling the blade slam into it, you watch as the cut goes shallow, cutting across, creating almost a strange mustache to the now obvious face, kind of designed into knots on this creature's front that's facing towards you. Little bloody tears coming down as you cut this mustache into the face halfway. The creature seems unaffected or even unbothered as the wood starts to close itself back up.
What I need to know, though, is it immune to the negative levels?
It doesn't take any negative levels from what you can tell.
Well, there's only one choice then. I'd like to jump onto the bigger tree.
Alright, give me a jump check.
I'm going to ride the bigger tree to victory.
Where is victory in this case?
I don't know.
It's not death.
I couldn't tell you if I wanted to. 21.
21, as you go to jump on the tree, give me a grapple check, as it's going to try to resist.
Yeah, let me do calculations for my grapple is in my head. Hold
You're
on.
not gonna fucking succeed against the bro from grapple check.
I'm going
That's
to
a
try.
57.
I can't win. Hold on, I might not 20.
It's a
Hold
great
on.
end. It's fucking.
It doesn't matter if I
Nat
not
20.
I might not 20.
It
That'd be
does.
impressive. I did not. It's a 31.
Alar, as you feel yourself grabbed and pulled into the tree, it pulls you mid-air down onto the ground, thwacking you onto the hard ground as it does so, trying to knock you unconscious as you find yourself grappled, kind of with this creature's roots tied around you tightly.
One with nature.
As you become one with nature. Ending your turn, Alar, I assume, as you are now grappled. And you did jump / attack. Yep, alright. Melvin, a death saving throw. A success!
Yay, 18.
Nice!
You're about to be pummeled by
You feel like gambling?
Rollerman.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yes? Oh. Rollerman, at the top of the initiative, you're up.
Yeah, that fucking big tree is. It's something. I can't really do fucking much now, can I?
You've got a
Sit
ship!
here. I got a ship that I'm very incapable of doing anything right now.
It's true. You still feel the love for the trees.
I couldn't harm them if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell the crew, help them if you can. I think Melvin's fucking dead.
Roll a diplomacy check.
I don't think they want to get near these fucking trees.
Look at the size of that one. Diplomacy. Check. plus 3. 18. Not bad. 77.
Okay, so that doesn't do it. Okay, as you kind of look to the crew, telling them, kind of giving them orders, you see as Rain kind of looks at you, looks at the four, shakes her head. You see Grandpa's, like, his hands are on the side of the ship's, like, railing, and they are starting to clamp. The wood is cracking underneath his fingers, and you can see magic is starting to crackle around Grandpa.
Oh, hopefully that's good and not bad.
Alright, as you don't do anything else, I assume, Rollerman?
Oh, just fighting the urge to go fuck a tree.
You still haven't felt the urge to go towards it, thankfully.
That's good.
Mostly as the tree that you are most attracted to is currently busy grappling another man. Or woman. Or whatever you want it to be at that time in this case.
Both, really.
But as you currently see this, and therefore can't be jealous of the wood thrashing that Alara is getting, James, we jump to you.
Oh no!
Give me a D20. On a 10 or lower, you are prone to run away. On an 11 or higher, you are going to smack Melvin.
Oh.
All right.
I'm leaving.
You can grab Melvin and run, but your only thing is you have to run
him.
from the spot you're at currently.
I'm grabbing Melvin and I'm running away.
Melvin,
the silent prayer.
Melvin's silent prayer under his breath. As you pick up Melvin and start running with it as fast as you can with this dwarf.
I'm cursing Melvin out in Dwarvish as I run. I am pissed at him.
You manage to get to the ship,
hatred is there.
And climbing up, you see Grandpa from the distance. James, you can see Grandpa's magically starting to gather around him in an actual thick, almost like a crackling of lightning. The side of the ship is starting to crack slightly under his hands.
I'm gonna chill. First lane, take Melvin. Put me somewhere where I can't kill him. I'm pissed as I will just charge away from Melvin's corpse at this point.
Alright, as you kind of hand off Melvin to Rain and go running down below deck, that kind of ends your turn as you get to the bottom of the stairs, with the picking up in movement speed and everything. Alright. Well, I'm sorry, Alar, but first...
One with nature.
The dark trees are gonna also try and stab you, as you're stuck.
One with nature, praise be.
So let's see. That is, oh man, 16, 20, 17, and 27.
Only the 27.
27, only 27 hits as you feel one spike go into you. Even when grappled, you still manage to hold on.
I'm very AC heavy, and none of it's dex.
As you, for max damage, being kind of pinned down to the ground with these roots by this giant tree, you feel as another root comes stabbing out from underneath you, stabbing into your back as you are held down. The root pulling out as it does so. You can feel the wounds in your body starting to gather. The Grand Ent is up. It is going to roll one last grapple check against you to see if it maintains as it's about to.
If it doesn't nat one, I can't. Even that one, I can't.
Oh,
win.
even that one,
there's no.
That's 61.
Like, I'm not even gonna roll. I can't win.
Okay. I'm sorry to tell you. Go ahead and give me a fortitude save. Let's see if you can hold out from being torn in half.
One with nature to the end. One with nature.
You manage to hold. The DC goes up by 1 as you feel the roots start to pull hard on you. But as you kind of hold yourself, kind of screeching out slight pain as you feel, well, mostly the pops in your back and kind of starting to come through. But you start to feel the kind of stress on your joints as this creature starts to begin to pull. Alright, ending its turn. Alar. Do you have anything, or are you stuck here?
Something I can try.
Is he considered pinned or something? What's his condition?
This is considered technically prone and just grappled at this point. He's not pinned at this point yet.
I know it says it affects water. But I can't do anything else, so I may as well just throw the dust of dryness at the tree as an insult.
Gonna spit on people with dust.
The moisture from the trees.
As you do so, unfortunately, these trees are more fire focused, thus less moisture is definitely a good thing.
Even a fire creature needs water to live.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a ranged touch attack with the.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see if you can do it. It'll be still at a disadvantage, so there'll be a -4 for this for the penalty.
Let's see. I rolled a 14.
So
I think
that's
I have a
10.
+3 attack.
So 13. As you go to throw it, surprising, this creature has a low touch. As you manage to hit it, the thing seems, or the swelling, or the dust seems to kind of coat it. The creature seems to kind of change to a smiling face, although the bloodied tears on either side seem to kind of get absorbed up.
100 gallons of bloody tears. That is my final insult. So left behind, where Lars dying, there is now a ball holding its bloody tears.
Alright, as Melvin, you find yourself kind of being assisted. As you feel something magic rushing into you, you are brought back to 1 HP and stabilized as you kind of breathe, feeling the hole in your chest close.
Where am I at on the ship?
On the top deck, basically looking up at this Genasi who's looking down at you with a smile on her face. Her bluish colored skin kind of highlighted by the little bit tear droplets that she has as earrings, kind of looking down at you. She smiles as she does and goes, "Well, you're not Rollerman, but at least you're not ugly. And now you don't have a hole in you." She kind of holds her hand up in front of you, above you, and goes, "Name's Rain. I'm the muscle of the group."
I'm Melvin. I'm not, as you can see.
She kind of chuckles as she takes your hand, shaking it, and goes, "Melvin, would you do me a favor?"
What's that?
I need you to figure out a way to go get Alar.
I've been trying to do that.
Good. She smiles and looks at you as she kind of stands up, letting you kind of drop out of her lap onto the hard wood flooring of the ship.
We're gonna run 3 fucking times.
Melvin, as you're stabilized, you still have your actions. Yeah, sorry.
Looking over my stuff to see if there's...
You also are connected to Zebril, who...
Yeah, I know.
He has a +44.
Yeah, I'm just gonna think. So, is there any way to get them out of there?
I'll take us slightly out of initiative only for the fact that if y'all don't do anything, Alar's going to die. I'm going to be straight clear with you. Alar will be torn in half. There's nothing that they can do. So you, as a party, if you have any action, this is your one shot I'm giving you.
I'd like to burn Divinity to try and save Alar as much as I can.
How many divine points do you have?
I have 2 left. I'm willing to burn them both.
Give me a wisdom check. Well, he does that. Rollman and Melvin.
But I was gonna think to Zebril.
Okay. What do you think to Zebro?
But, and any way that we can get Alar out?
As you think this, you hear the message in your head. Yes, but it will cost Alar his individuality.
I'm not sure I can speak for that.
Alar's refusing in the background. I'd rather die a leader. It's fair. Rollman, is there anything you have in mind here? I mean, besides fighting sexy trees.
Besides fighting sexy trees and me being a little melee character.
Start moving the ship.
Moving the ship? I was told earlier that I literally can't leave this forest.
going
Start
above it
piloting a
isn't
ship is
leaving
a
it.
bad idea.
Okay.
Royce,
Mhm.
would I be able to pilot the ship confidently or no?
You
Just say
as you're
that
kind of looking at this, the draw and the kind of continuous stares that you keep finding yourself glancing over, you feel you'd be distracted. There's a good chance you could just crash the ship straight into the ground
Okay.
just as quickly.
I'm not doing that. I'm just
Um,
gonna avoid my gaze from the trees.
as you stare forward, and Melvin tries to contemplate, James, you begin to focus your mind, letting up a prayer to anything that would answer, anything that will focus in, and you feel as your magic kind of goes out and sputters to nothing. As you feel your divinity seems to almost expend, and no effect seems to happen immediate. You feel nothing, but your own hatred seemingly soothed for a moment. As you feel this, good.
My mind is going, gotta help Alar, told him to run, didn't run, gotta help Alar, get away from trees.
As you kind of think this at the bottom of the stairs, trying anything and focusing everything, Melvin, you hear once more in your head, is this Alar's life worth much to you?
I mean, they partially gave up their life to keep me alive here.
As you begin to think this, Alar, what are your last thoughts going through your head as you see as the trees begin to start to tear and pull?
For Roloman's sake, I'm gonna fuck this tree.
Literally? Like, what do you mean?
I mean that literally.
Oh no! Alright.
I don't know how you're gonna accomplish this, but alright.
The pheromones, the cheap
I'm just saying,
ass
Alar
body spray.
doesn't wear normal pants. They can come right off.
As Alar...
I may as well.
As Alar begins to like try and shimmy out of their clothing, they feel as the creature begins to like pull as hard as it can. Alar, you begin to feel your every bit of your joints begin to pull, the legs begin to pull out. You begin to feel the tears and stress on your flesh as it begins to pull of everything it can. I'm not buying time to see if someone's about to PM me something, and they should really type, yes, I'm typing something, so I can see it really quickly. Because that would really help me not to stand here and ponder.
Look, as per the plan of my character, when they die, whatever vestige I had bound is the one that owns my soul.
Who is it right now?
Marcosius, the Turn Feather.
Is that a cool guy or not a cool guy?
He died of literal heartbreak.
Damn.
Alar, give me a fortitude save one last time to see if you die before the action goes off. Keep writing your thing for the one who's PMing, regardless. That way we don't have to pause here.
16.
16, okay. That's still a success. That is not a critical fail.
He's still alive.
So we're gonna
You're
see
getting a great chiropractor session.
if you're about to get a saving grace out of this. I'm going to pause the recording for a moment while the individual takes a second to type. We will be back in a second. Alar, as you begin to feel your body giving way, your last moments beginning to shine, your clan kind of there to welcome you into the afterlife. Everything that you've ever hoped for, the pack that you miss and remember, standing and waiting, suddenly stops, and you find yourself brought to consciousness, still wrapped by this tree, not able to move, not able to speak physically, but in your head you hear the sudden and strange voice of an individual you don't recognize, as you hear the question, do you truly believe in your sense of self, which is already so fractured it's worth losing your own life? I will offer you a chance to get out of this through your extraordinary and gentlemanly behavior. In exchange, you'll have a long and fruitful life.
So I'm basically being asked, is my individuality worth my life?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to join a group of sorts. No parasite required, to be specific.
Mm. Rather die like Queen than serve another.
As the last words are heard from Zebril, the spell seemingly slightly starting to wear, an almost irritation and grumble kind of heard in the background. I assume, Zebril, you let this one go, continuing their natural route as expected. As Alar, you feel that as you state this, the slight irritation from the voice, the emotion slightly leaking through for a moment, but then a calming almost as quickly, an acceptance, and then almost a sadness, not out of almost as if watching someone who was being put out before they could reach their greatest potential. The voice dissipates, the time unstops, and as your last thoughts are of the pact that you made, every individual flashing in front of your head, the fun times you had with Rain, going on your little shopping trips and getting snacks, traversing and running through the black market, stealing good items and gold from a bunch of individual gangsters and such, seeing what this party really became and watching everything that did. A satisfaction kind of falls over you as your body tears itself apart, almost instantaneously, not feeling a thing as you pass on. The party, the rest of you, cutting over to you, feeling as the trees lose their connection to you, their hook on you, as the confusion kind of breaks up and pulls away. I assume, Roland, you're immediately moving the ship and flying away.
Yeah, if I know I feel the lust for trees, I'll start piloting.
As soon as you do, the ship starts to take off. Give me a use magic device roll real quick.
I got you.
As you begin to head up, the last thing that, or as you guys kind of head or begin to fly away, the tree itself kind of begins to almost in a blue fire starts to kind of burn. As you look down off the side, Melvin, and kind of barely keeping your ground as you do, you see a blue fire kind of erupting around the massive tree sticking up. What looks to be a strange silvery hammer kind of almost emblem in the fire, as it seems to kind of center around and blaze out, leaving no body behind, nothing but ash to remain. As the divinity kind of burns out, James, you feel exhaustion almost overtake you, passing out where you stand.
James collapses, and
that's
exhaustion and emotion.
That's where we're going to end today's session. We thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And we will kill more characters next time. Thanks for watching!